Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Tonight, you're watching our coverage of the Collegiate Rocket League. It's the Car League. It's Collegiate Carball. Boise State over the weekend participated in the CCNA Open Qualifier, which gives them a chance to win those very much coveted CRL qualifier points. And they actually made it to top 8 last week. So we're going to pick up there and see what they were able to accomplish moving forward, of course. My name is Jared Barrett-Consiglione, your host, and I'm joined by Brenner Bear Lad. Brenner Bear, how's it going?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while. This is not Critical Role. We could not steal the jokes.
It's not a joke. It's a popular reference.
Oh,
and
yeah, 100%.
Speaking of referencing, we do see here that this weekend Boise State's two main rosters, the DIG, the DIG, and the BCL, almost like a commercial driver's license, were able to get themselves in that top 8. Do you have a favorite out of the two rosters?
It's hard for me to say, seeing as I haven't been a part of this Rocket League cast and looked into it very much. And so just simply going over the names, I would like to say the second one because first is worst, second is best. But that's just my own mentality because a lot of these is going to come down to like the team players and how well they work together. Right. Or, you know, whether it is a 2v2 or 3v3, they each have their own individual plans and skills of how they execute a lot of these things. Right. And when they go for a lot of like those goals push, we might see a lot of different plays coming out here. And hopefully a lot of the aerial spinning that we see from much higher level plays to kind of counteract a lot of the forces from the ball that we see getting hit a lot. And so I'm very curious to see how this might play out as my first Rocket League experience.
Yeah, and you're joining at the perfect time. Both these teams, again, kind of proving themselves week by week, getting further and further in these kind of week standings that reset every week. It's pretty much a do the best that you can to get as many points at the end of the week kind of tournament. And again, with both of these rosters being here, that means we're going to see some pretty wonderful Rocket League, and we'll start with Stanford versus I do believe the DIG roster, actually. So my personal favorite, just because DIG is close to Dignitas, but that's a whole nother story. But here is the lineup for tonight. For at least this first match, it's going to be in reverse order: Danger, James Gilmer; Instinct, Kyle Addy; and Gabriel Reynolds. And those are going to be the kind of the forefront for the newer squad that we're seeing. We have, of course, the BCL, which is more of the veteran squad, but these three are not ones to take away and maybe underestimate them. And, of course, today's lineups are brought to you by Count. Count's Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer service experiences for more than 9,000 leading brands. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, they have themselves protected as far as getting themselves in the top 8. Those secret plans that you were mentioning and the way that certain teams like to do things, I'm sure are maybe affiliated with Count just because they're so protected. So we'll have to see whether or not they're able to put those plans into action. And again, a really exciting night for you to be joining the broadcast, and I'm happy to have you here.
I appreciate it. I'm very curious to see how these different teams might play. Hey, whether they have really strong air game of dribbling the ball or they have a really strong ground game of dodging or trying to go for a lot of those demolitions. So I'm very curious how these might play out for all of these teams, not including just BSU.
Yeah, and you'd mentioned demolitions as well. Boise State, on both sides of the roster, didn't really seem to be the most aggressive. But regardless, Doc's keys of the games are going to be that kind of blueprint for success in Rocket League. Create mistakes, punish the overcommit, don't overstay, and bump and demolish to disrupt. And, Doc's keys of the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. And this is going to be a wonderful thing, pretty much a checklist for whether or not this Boise State roster can kind of get those pinpoints down with them being articulated, with them being highlighted. That means they've gone over those in that VOD review, and you've been part of that before, that whole process of learning by one's mistakes. Again, before mentioned, and to switch into Doc's keys of the game, Boise State suffered a lot of the kind of confrontational play style from some other teams we see in this Collegiate Carball League. And that kind of confrontation leads to those demolitions. Demolitions not only resets your fuel gauge for that precious extra fuel for doing those crazy aerial flips, but also takes a man off the field, which could be dangerous.
Yeah, it's kind of the same rules that we have in hockey is if you lose that player, sometimes that's your goalie, and you just have to have a great offense because great offense is a good defense. So jumping right into it, already we're going to see a really early on play on the defense from both Merlin and Beams, but already Merlin's going to go right in and get the goal.
Merlin finding a magical opportunity here off the sidewall, and the nice pass towards the center. Boise State lacking there with the rotation, but again, something that they can get themselves set up.
Some of them are like still trying to figure out how to get like one guy.
It could be reversed, I think. Boise State on the blue, but they're representing the orange colors. So I think that the colors are reversed, but Stanford's still in the lead currently. Boise State struggling to find themselves a nice defensive foothold. Scrambling across their net. Here comes the cross off of the crossbar. Robin looking for something, found wanting, not able to find anything. Boise State needs to turn this away, but they cannot. Instinct will actually find the net and find the goal, tying things up 1-1.
Yeah, great team play between those two players. We saw Instinct able to get the rebound from Robin there, which is exactly what you want to see, as you mentioned, from the top crossbar was there right in the center. So you could even call that a pass at that moment. But going into this next goal, already we're going to see Robin take a very dominating position, trying to go for a shot on the goal, but the defense is there.
Nice bump away. Boise State being a lot more confrontational here. Instinct getting himself into the passing lanes and actually bumping some defenders out of the way. But Robin and the crew are here on the blue side of the map. And not for long as down the lane, Particle Beams will find one. And a fantastic shot on goal. Stanford picking things up 2-1.
Yeah, again, this team play on the side of Stanford University has definitely been in their strong suit right now, having great positioning in team play. Hey, we've seen a little bit of their perspective, but they have the camera work down, not to always follow the ball, but to see where the enemy players are as well, to try to line up those shots that they've been so consistent with.
Nice shot up in the air. Sky ball, nice shot on goal, but it'll be turned away barely. Who's there to pick it up? Nobody just yet. As Particle Beam will find himself there trying to get things to safety. Merlin trying to get up in the air to defend it, but for not much progress. They don't gain much here. Danger looking for an opportunity, gets bumped in the eye, in the sky. Bumped in the eye as well as he loses his footing if Cars had it. A nice takeaway here from Boise State, continues to wrestle for possession. Shot on the middle, but will be turned away. Robin with the fantastic save. And now Merlin has the opportunity and almost an open net to go for. Will be turned away. Danger getting himself into position. Instinct there as well. A nice keep away up attempt for Boise State as they go for a shot on goal, but it bounces off the crossbar. Another shot attempt, but it'll be turned away. They cannot just find the angles like that. And now Stanford has a clear net if they have a clear goal. And Robin will get a third one there for the team.
Boise State having a very strong offense, but not having a member far enough back to deny that goal has definitely cost them. I mean, as you pointed out on that final goal attempt from Instinct, you know, that goal post just was barely in the way. Hey, he needed to shoot that ball a little bit further to the left, so going into this next time, I think they need that team coordination. But it looks like Merlin's going to get it right off the bat, as Boise State could not even get to the defense of it.
Boise State loses a 50-50. Is this another loss, 50-50, 2 in a row?
I believe this is the replay.
Oh, that's okay.
It's happening again!
Well, it came from a perspective that's like not generally the replay one, so I was like, this can't happen. We can't allow this again. Boise State has 3 goals to make in 3 minutes, just under to do so. It's not the craziest thing. We hear often from the maybe better players that it takes about 30 to 45 seconds to get a good goal here on an opponent team. So just enough time to maybe get that locked down. Boise State does need to get something started soon. They will go for a 4-1 here.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for Boise State as the first demo does go over to the side of Particle Beams for Stanford.
Nice shot on goal with the assist.
Another great team play from this Stanford team. But it looks like Gill will finally be able to line up that shot with the help of his teammates and get it. Boise State now brings it 2-4, trying to close it in with 2:30 still on the board.
2:30 on the board. Again, plenty of time to get those 2 points now as opposed to the 3. Boise State needs to continue to just kind of work things together. Danger passing across the field to himself. Oh, nope, to no one. Will be the one recipient of the pass. But Robin will get himself up in the air first. Turned away possession, fought back and forth. Neither of these teams really finding an edge so far with this 2-minute mark. We should have goal, but Gill will find an angle and an open net. I think that was just maybe a defensive outplay here from the side of Boise State. Yeah, Robin committed himself to a 1v1, he won, but then it put himself in a terrible defensive position, and Boise State is just 1 goal away from tying up this round 1.
Yeah, he lost his momentum, was not able to defend quick enough. So Gil, once again, being kind of that scorekeeper for Boise State, and
oh my goodness,
like you said, have a whole 2 minutes, and there it goes again, but this time Danger's going to get the score. Boise State players proving why they're a solid team of getting even goals, but the aerial play from both these teams has been very strong, as the ball has very rarely been keeping to the ground for a solid dribble, but they're going for the air dribbles instead.
And Boise State's put themselves on a golden goal opportunity if no scores are remaining here in this round, but Stanford wants to get that +1, making sure that they have the comfortable lead to move it into the first W. Boise State looking for an opportunity. Danger up in the air. Gonna get met there, as it looks like Merlin will get the interruption. Going forward, Instinct gonna have the ball, but only for a moment. The open net's gonna be dangerous. Boise State does have some members in tow for the defense. They're gonna go up in the air again. Danger looking for a nice setup, but the block from this Particle Beams player is perfect, if not a little dangerous. And now Boise State's picking up the heat. They're turning it up, and there goes a demolition to continue the explosive fire, but they instantly get turned away. And all that is for naught, as now Stanford looks for an opportunity to strike. Another fantastic save, but this time on the Boise State side of things, pushing things up in the air, as you mentioned. No one really wanting to be on the ground for much longer than a few seconds. Almost this setup off the crossbar, but for not, Robin will take possession of this ball, moving towards the midfield. Goes for a shot on goal, and the Bear save from Instinct yet again keeps Boise State's golden goal opportunities alive.
Yeah, they've had to go full defense again, hence this very aggressive play coming out from Stanford as the game is now evened up. But right off the goal post is going to keep them alive, but it seems Particle Beams was there to get the knock up. So Stanford finally is back up in this, as Boise State was not able to get the defense in time. Danger was right there, but it's a second too slow. He's gonna have to get those pads in order to charge up to have that speed once again, because being on the defense does not allow them to get as much boost as they need to, so that management is definitely gonna have to come in play once again.
Boise State, less than 30 seconds to try and tie things up. Instinct up in the air will be turned away, and now Stanford just needs to play the game keep away, making sure Boise State's cars do not touch this ball. Don't know if you can deny Gil for much longer than that. The setup's there, but Robin's there for the defense, and now we're under 10 seconds, 7 remain. Can Boise State clutch this up? There's only a few more seconds left in the round, or can Stanford close this out with the finishing goal? The ball has yet to touch the ground. Till it does, there's the spike, and Stanford will win round 1.
Yeah, and a best of 3, that's a very solid start from Stanford, and exactly what you want to see, but that definitely gives Boise State a lot of information going into this next round of how they play and how they can better counteract it.
Yeah, definitely a thing to note is when Boise State squads in general lose maybe a first round or first interaction, they use that information. It's almost like the boxer's touching of the gloves. Yes, it's a sign of respect, but more often than not, it's a way for you to gauge your opponent's striking distance. And I think with Boise State losing that first round, they know exactly how Stanford wants to play the rest of the 2.
Yeah, they are very aggressive and always on Boise State's side of the field. So I definitely think if they can flip that on its head and put them on the defense, that is where we see Stanford not be as strong. So Boise State should definitely take that advantage. And as you mentioned, this is our newer side of the Boise State team, so they still have a ton to learn, and this is exactly the learning opportunity you want to see them take advantage of.
Yeah. And it's important to note that when it comes down to these squads, these are the top 8 for the week. These are the ones that have performed immensely well. And to be honest, possibly new names across the board. Of course, with Boise State's 2 rosters making their way into this top 8, it's very well possible that Stanford could be seeing this top 8 for the first time as well. And, you know, based off what we just saw in the first round, yes, it's maybe a little too early to tell. That team is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they did only win by 1 goal, but they started off very strong. At one point, even having like the 4-1 lead.
Right.
It is not what you want to see from the side of Boise State, but with how quickly you can get goals in this game or even in this matchup, we saw on that repeat very early on of the 50-50, they won it and got a goal off of it. So in Rocket League, you can take the lead very quickly if the team just gets a bit too cocky. So going into this next one, already a bunch of strong aerial plays. The ball was there, but they had the goalie set up, so already. But we do have the colors back correct now.
Yes, we do. Thank goodness, because I had to look back. I was cross-eyed the whole game last round. Boise State struggling to find the ball out of their turf, and this is dangerous. We do always mention that the moment that pressure builds on the defense, it's only a matter of time before that armor cracks. Boise State getting a nice breath of relief, but for how long can they hold that breath? Not for much longer, as Instinct looks for a ball. Centering pass, but it'll be into the welcoming arms of Stanford. Danger will be there to receive it, but he misses the 1v1 up in the air. A nice diagonal shot, but they cannot get the slam down enough. Instinct on the side wave. Have himself enough boost to make some plays, but cannot find the second touch required for that assist. But Gill will be in the passing lane to get himself a nice 100 boost for the cash-in.
Yeah, Boise State has been playing a good boost management, but once again, the Stanford offense here had a great kind of solo play here, as well as all the defenders came out of the gate here, but he was able to win it there. He did have the backup of one of his teammates as well, but he was able to close it out. So first goal goes over to Stanford.
First blood is a huge momentum boost. You get yourself that 1-0 lead, maybe get it a 2-0 lead. You're feeling pretty comfortable with yourself. But again, these two teams being at that kind of high tier of competitive skill level, I don't think you can really, or metaphorically, take your foot off the gas pedal in any sense in this game. Boise State making sure they're asking and begging for the question, can you defend a play like ours? Fortunately, the misplay was not there for the defense members of Stanford.
Yeah, they went for the backboard play, but did not have the member on the ground
this is a
in the
good
right
setup.
position. And a great shot on goal, but it's going to be defended by particle beams as almost, I believe, all three members are on the defense here as Boise State finally going in the offensive switch, which is exactly what you want to see. But a great shot and goal by Robin is going to be blocked by Gill.
Look at these accolades. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Particle Beams is carrying everybody. It's like a 1v5 here for them. And Boise State just has a few more attempts to really even out that score, sure. But Particle Beams really making it worthwhile. Nice shot on goal from Robin. We turned away. Gill getting a nice lob down towards the midfield. Merlin would pop things up in the air again, as Boise State's now forced to rebattle themselves out of their own corner. Particle Beams does not have boost to play the game. Robin's looking for a mid to, going down the side lane. There's no one there to defend, but he misses. The shot was just a little bit too powerful, and Boise State with an open net does not get punished.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you need to have that 2v1 to get the backboard play if it is needed. But he went for the solo play and was not able to get it. Particle Beams once again gets the save. As you mentioned, he's carrying his team, Gill being the Boise State goalie, but this time he got the free shot. Boise State did not have enough boost to catch up to it in time.
Particle Beams, again, a person on a mission right now. The accolades speak volumes of their performance for this round, but they are finding just the tiniest holes in the defense of Boise State, and they're punishing them. It's 2-0, but it is a tooth and nail fight to get those 2 points on the board.
Yeah, we saw in the first matchup, Stanford starts off very strong, but Boise State has always managed to come back and even and up, so we have to see if it's a repeat, and there it goes. Instinct gets the goal for the first for Boise State.
And they did it off the premise that, okay, you want to challenge me in the midair? Well, guess what? I wasn't the primary target to begin with. Boise State now just 1 point away, 150 on the clock, 149 if you want to be nitpicky, but that's okay. Boise State goes for the face-off, loses it a little bit, but members are there to defend an open net. But will it actually make it through? A misplay on the defense for Stanford gives the tie game over to Boise State with a minute 45 on the clock.
Yeah, as we look through this replay,
oh, this is just a big miss.
He was there, but he was just an inch too low. Oh, and the ball goes right in. So you have to look at the accolades on the side of Boise State. They're a lot more even, whereas Particle Beams has them all for Stanford, as right off the goalpost, Danger gets it again. These early goals for Boise State, they even it up so quickly.
All right, Danger heard the praise for Particle Beams and says, I want some of that too. He'll find two angles, and with the quickness, not even 10 seconds off the clock, and Boise State's up 32.
Yeah, you have to know that Stanford is definitely questioning Merlin right now, who only has the one save as he's stuck on the wall and can only get the ball away, which is quickly knocked back by Robin. In as Particle Beams comes in to try to clear it, but members of Boise State got 2 on it, and now Stanford has to go for the defense. The backboard play was there, was not able to get executed as member 3 comes in.
Number 4. The 4th shot on goal. The
Number
5th
5.
shot on goal.
6.
And that's what it is, though. When it comes down to these kind of chipping away at the defense of your opponents, it's these relentless rotations afford your teammates opportunity to get the boost, and do not let up the gas pedal on another backboard play. Will it be driven home? It will not. A nice save away from Particle Beams. Can this man get things tied up for a golden goal situation? We'll have to see. Boise State trying to make an exclamation point of this round. And Particle Beams is left wanting for the defenders on their team. And we mentioned accolades being a highlight to how active and proactive maybe a team member's doing. As you mentioned, Boise State coming out in full colors here.
Yeah, they got the variety. You can see that they're all contributing their own weight, but you look to the side of Stanford, and it seems that it's, 90% Particle Beams, 10% Robin, and Merlin's there for moral support as Particle Beams gets the demo onto Instinct, so they do have the +1 as they're pushing for the goal. Even Boise State being down a member, still having the solid defense in the air.
Still, I mean, with that, the reset kickflip there for Instinct affords Danger the time and the hat trick. And now 26 seconds remain, and 3 goals are a tall order, not an impossible one to fill. But Stanford's got to have more than one line cook on the docket.
Yeah, and Merlin didn't have any boost in that situation either, so even being in the goal, he could not get there in time as Boise State burns through a lot of theirs, and Gil being the only one with it is there on goal, but Danger again!
You're going for a second hat trick in 1 round? Come on, man. These guys got families.
Not to him, they don't, because he had free reign of that goal as Particle Beams came flying in from off camera.
It's all out of love, of course.
100%, but now the accolades for Danger are off the screen.
Yeah, we can't even see them. There's too many. Boise State looking to maybe get a 7th goal, looking for that coveted double-digit point, but they're letting up on the gas pedal a little bit. Defense is going to be the full retreat for Boise State. 10 seconds remain. They do not even want to give a mercy goal over to Stanford. Almost ate my own words there.
Even then, it would not be enough because Boise State is up 6-2. The ball is still in the air, has yet to touch the ground. Gil trying to keep it alive to make it 7-2. The attempt was there. We saw the intention in his eyes.
Boise State really doing a fantastic job, my goodness. And with respect to them, Stanford really left wanting. Guys, apply for a job with the best place to work in Idaho, Idaho Central Credit Union. Now hiring for positions like software developer, server administrator, workstation technician, and information security intern, and DevOps engineer. Learn more and apply today at www.iccu.com/careers. All right, see you guys later. That's where I'm going. That's going to be my 9 to 5, and then I'll come here. That's going to be the best setup, I think, for me. Speaking of setup, Boise State really finding themselves in full stride. We'd mentioned how they like to adapt and overcome. I think that whatever they talked about between round 1 and round 2, definitely need to keep that up because that was phenomenal. Now the question is whether or not Stanford can demonstrate that same adaptability.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to have all eyes on Merlin to kind of meet the pace of his other 2 teammates who had all the accolades if we're judging that off of like performance standard, whereas all the members of Boise State had at least 6 apiece, and we saw them all get their own goals where we haven't seen that from the side of Stanford. So going into this round 3, it's going to be all eyes on Stanford because the pressure's on. Boise State won that last game with it being 6-2, whereas Stanford won the first game 5-4. So Boise State already proving that they can close the distance.
Yeah, and for these earlier rounds for the weekend, it is a best of 3, so either team can take this one away. Stanford versus Boise State, both teams having 1 round under their belt. But who will take this one home or who will continue to play during the weekend, we'll have to see. As action immediately erupts, and Boise State almost finds an angle on the goal. They'll go for a second one, but Particle Beams again with the save. Continuing to keep things alive as Robin will participate with the team's help. Gil looking for an opportunity up in the air, doesn't have the boost to anything. Instinct will follow. Goes for a second touch through the corner. Demolition, Gil will find one. Merlin's going to be taken out, but that's not the primary target. If you want to take out anyone, it's got to be Particle Beams.
Yeah, but any help matters being a 2v3 situation as another shot and goal is going to be He's saved by Robin this time. Particle Beams trying to do his best on the offense, and says members of Boise State doing their best to get as many shots on goal as possible, but constantly hitting either the backboard or the post. As another one coming out from Gill, it's just barely too high, but it's going to get great follow-up by Instinct. Means Boise State got first blood once again.
Boise State getting that first blood, and as we continue to rain on home, the theme of it is continue to build that pressure, and eventually the defense will succumb to it. Boise State 1-0, not going to be comfortable with that as they continue to fight with ferocity up to the side lane, going for the boost control. Danger going for the dribble, goes over, and the bounce as well. Danger picking up speed already in this third and do or die round.
Boise State proving to have the better air game constantly with the dribbles. We can see it there from Danger, keeping it off from hitting the post. He's able to get the second goal. Boise State definitely have a dominating start this time around that we have not seen in the prior two games.
Yeah, they are playing with so much momentum, both with the physical momentum of the cars as well as mental momentum for the game. Danger just playing in the air, getting that astrophysicist degree, maybe trying to get some constellations written up there. I don't know. Gill on the defense, still considering the opportunity for Stanford to make an aggressive play, but they will whoop it in, and Danger will find yet another one here. Is that the third one? No, it's the second. But 3 shots on goal, got a demolition, got 2 scores. This man is completely taking over this game. Not without the help of Gill or Instinct, though.
Yeah, and even Merlin was a part of that goal, trying to knock it away, which just perfectly lined it up for Danger there. So things are not looking good for Stanford, but at least they're getting the constant demos as Particle Beams takes out Instinct once again.
Okay.
Particle Beams doing his best to carry this team, it seems.
Signs of life here from Stanford. Completely aggressive. They win the 50-50 and hold possession for about 30 seconds on the Boise State side of the map. But only for a moment. Merlin gets the turn away, but in the air will be Boise State. No. Struggling to find an angle, be able to turn this way for just now. Danger finds a nice lob into the corner. That's exactly the breakaway Boise State needs. Finding the boost, continuing to try and keep up the pressure. He jumps up in the air, gets the touch, beats out the dribble. Robin will have to consolidate, use all of their boosts to even fight off the chance for Boise State to drive this one home. Cashes in on a full 100 again. Going for a nice dribble play of their own. Boise State going full retreat to defense. Be met with an opposition, and this one is a wall. Boise State really putting up the defensive front. Stanford still left wanting for goals.
Yeah, and that whole time Instinct was on the goal play and gets demoed again, but had no boost, so that actually kind of helped him there, so he didn't have to go grab those pads. As Danger went for the shot, but Merlin finally is there with the save. Merlin finally stacking some accolades in his corner. Coming alive in this round 3 when it matters, since, like you mentioned, this is best of 3. And Gill now going for his own demo against Particle Beams. Finally recognizing that win condition. The shot was attempted, but quickly defends. So Particle Beams trying to dribble it across, but lost the ball.
He got pushed out of possession. He said, "You're going too slow for me, man. Give me the ball." Boise State having a tough time trying to get a 4th goal above their opponent, as a bell somehow rings. I don't know how that happened. 1:40 on the clock. Gill up in the air, stopping the passing lanes, making sure that the lobs are not easy for the Stanford team. And now Instinct looking for maybe a bump on the goalie. Gonna rotate out, get some boost, come back in. Gill with the bounce, finds an angle, goes to go back to Danger, and a shot on goal, but it'll only get to the sidebar. A nice defense here from Stanford. They're keeping their dreams alive. But the thing about this is they are quickly running out of time to get 3 goals on the board.
Yeah, Boise State going for as many demos as they can onto Particle Beams, as he has been the biggest threat.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Simple bounce in from Gill is gonna get another one for Boise State, as no members of Stanford were even there because he went flying past it. That was even in Particle Beams.
Yeah, and Stanford is having a tough time. Boise State having so many members on that same kind of page. The chapter's all theirs, and they're ready to close this one out. Boise State, a minute left on the clock, 4 up. Stanford has a bunch of ground to make up. It is a very tall and very steep mountain to climb. Boise State looking to deny that access. Instinct looking for a final period, putting some punctuation on the end of this one. As they continue to fight over that side lane control, and open goal opportunity. But Boise State will get themselves there in the nick of time. push it away. Stanford failing to find an aggressive front, a demolition on their own, and particle beams will be out for the count for a few seconds. Boise State has so many opportunities to take advantage there. 30-second mark has sounded. 4 goals, 30 seconds. Can Stanford do it? I don't know, but a third goal coming out for the side of danger. A second hat trick this series, and a 5-0, and Stanford looking pretty grim.
I feel like we should have a tally for how many demos have happened against particle beams from the side of Boise State, because I feel like every member has gone after him of just saying, you don't get a chance in the sun anymore.
If it works, spotlight. It works, right?
Yeah, and it has been. I mean, this is a 5-0 game so far, and the attempt was made by Instinct, but Particle Beams is there with the save. Now Boise State's going to have to go in the defense, but with only 10 seconds remaining, things are not looking good for Stanford as another great save coming out from danger.
No mercy goals given. Boise State just needs the ball to touch the ground. Will they go for the spike, or will they have some fun with it? Looks like it was the latter for a moment until it got to the corner, and Boise State figures it out and wins this on, continues on in the collegiate Carball weekend. Stanford, good try. Hopefully see you next week.
They started off very strong, but as soon as Boise State was just like, okay, Particle Beams is a star player, let's kill him. It was all over.
Play the game, and it works.
Yeah, it totally worked. No criticism here.
Yeah, we often see this kind of be the motif, right? Boise State, when they need to adapt to a certain play style, we see them even recently in the earlier stages of the CCA tournament struggle to fight against teams that were kind of that combative, that demolition focus. And with a little bit of effort, with a little bit of boost and maybe some target call-outs, they were able to completely nullify Stanford. They weren't able to do anything halfway through round 2. And round 3, I didn't even think I was watching Stanford anymore.
I was watching the demos against Stanford. There was a lot. But once again, Danger kept getting those hat tricks, as you pointed out. So they were on the offensive. The first game, they played a bit reserved, as you mentioned, like the touching of the gloves. They wanted to measure their opponent. And as soon as they did, they executed their plan and won the game. So Boise State, phenomenal first game.
Yeah, great first game. And I mean, with that being said, this stuff that we expect to see out of the Boise State roster, right? That's kind of not really an unexpected result, especially when they do suffer that first round loss. They get a boon that kind of almost put themselves in an underdog mentality. But it is dangerous in best of threes, right? That's something that we don't get to talk about a lot just because Rocket League is a game in which you can do best of threes or best of fives relatively easily. We will see another best of 3 here in a few minutes, of course, but if in this opportunity, if you forfeit a round just to learn some information, you got one more round and you could be out for, costing yourself that loss.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky play from whoever team decides to forfeit that first round, but I think it also speaks to the confidence of their team and their cohesion and how well they're able to answer that call of just, all right, we learned, now we can't mess this up or else we're gone,
right,
and we lose it. So I definitely think it's a high-risk play, but it definitely paid off for Boise State this time around.
And I look forward to seeing more of that. We do have on the rest of the docket some exciting Rocket League here for both sides. But before we go into game 2 of the night, we're going to throw it to a quick break. Make sure to get some water. We'll be right back.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena for our continued coverage of the Collegiate Carball Rocket League Tournament, hosted this weekend, of course. My name is Jared Barreto Castiglione again, joined by Brenner Bear Ladd. Welcome addition to the Rocket League casting crew, and we just got through a spicy game one for the weekend. Boise State really finding their stride after an early defeat there against Stanford. Stanford really trying to put up a fight. Couldn't do so, and Boise State will get the first W for the weekend. And we move on to their second round. We're going to be facing off Texas A&M, actually, versus the same squad we just saw of Danger Instinct and Gill. Any takeaways from the last round we hope to see again in the second game for the weekend?
Kind of an even spread of accolades between all the Boise State members. You know, it's a problem we saw with Stanford of, you know, particle beams being like their key player and engaging a lot of both the defense and offense and shots on goal, whereas Boise State all had their own unique moments that we could say, oh, this is where this player shined and so on and so forth. So I definitely think going up against Texas A&M, we don't want to, as we've talked between the break, of giving up that first round means if you don't win the next one, you're just out in a best of three. You know, this isn't best of five. You don't have that buffer. So you kind of have to just go all out on the first round, because if you do end up losing it, then the stress is on. Yeah,
and for clarification, with these two best of threes, we're not quite in the top 8 yet, but this means that this entire roster is looking towards getting themselves clinched into that spot, and hopefully see some even a higher tier play. So the more that we continue to watch this weekend's progression, the better that the teams are supposed to be, right? That's how tournaments work, right?
I would hope.
You would hope.
Fingers crossed.
It's just coin flips. Whoever wins the coin flip wins. There's no skill involved or mechanical knowledge or anything like that. It's just all flipping the coins.
And flipping your cars to hit a ball.
Sometimes flipping your cars, too. Why is there not a car coin skin? Oh, well.
I mean, they have the Batman one. They just have to make a Two-Face one.
That's true.
Licensing.
Does Two-Face have like a patent? He does have a patented car. He has a black and white car, I think.
Probably. They used it in Arkham City.
See?
And Asylum.
Perfect. So. We're not playing that. We're playing Rocket League with cars. Boise State already off to the races. Yes, it does say Minnesota, but it is Texas A&M. And Danger will find a first blood on them. Continuing that momentum from last game. Looks like they have not cooled off at all.
Yeah, especially getting a goal within the first 6 seconds of the game. This is what you want to see from Boise State. It looks like they're not going to go for, we'll give you first round and adapt. They want first blood and took it.
Yeah, if you're feeling confident in your ability to win, why suffer the first loss? We talked about how crucial it is in these best of threes. Boise State wants to play with ferocity. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and it seems that they are definitely going for it, seeing as Electrix has had no boost pretty much this entire time, or maybe that's just a glitch on our end, because a great goal is going to come out from Instinct but be saved by Phoenix here. So quickly moving the ball to the other side of the field. Boise State on the blue side is doing their best to now go on the offense and try to get goal number 2.
I don't know if you can say that name is actually Phoenix with the characters that are in there. But regardless, I don't know how to pronounce it. All I know is pronounce is BSU, and Boise State so far is all on points. 1 goal up on the board, not able to give a much opportunity for this Texas A&M team to really get much on their side. Danger up in the air, continue to get in the passing lanes, but an open goal as their defender there waiting. Get himself with the perfect save as Instinct follows himself right into the air. Danger on the side. Looking for a centering pass. Going to go for a bounce off the wall. Goes for demolition instead. Phoenix looking to turn this away. 1v1 will actually be won, but only for a moment as Boise State finds himself in the passing lane yet again. Nice corner bounce down to the ground. be met with some opposition. Instinct now being first to scurry. Nice handbrake there for the quick turnaround. Wins a 1v1, but we bumped out of position. Boise State really trying to find another goal on point here. Bumping away. Shots on goal, still hovering in front of the net. Instinct looks for something. Goes for the back boost, back kick. Does not get much of it beyond that. Mr. Fitter will touch the ball, but only for a moment. Boise State continuing to show that this ball right now is all in the blue possession.
Yeah, they've kept it on Texas A&M's side for so long. As we've said in the past game against Stanford, this unrelenting offense is bound to break the defense because they can only last for so long. As, again, Phoenix still has no boost. Finally is able to pick up the 100 to get back into the game, but now Fitter's we see multiple members of Texas A&M just be at 0 for way too long. I think it's gonna start to hurt them. Boise State is back on the offense, and another shot on goal coming out from Instinct.
We talk about the pressure, and there it goes. Danger picking up another one here, quickly approaching his 3rd hat trick so far of the night. And we talk about how this unrelenting pressure affords chips of armor to be broken away from the defense. What we don't often talk about is when you have ownership of the map, all the boost is yours to gather, and without having that crucial boost, you can't make some of the dire saves and plays you need to play Rocket League. Boise State now on the back foot, a nice bounce shot from Electros will find one, and now they're just 1 point behind with 2 minutes to get it. And showing signs of life will be Texas A&M, scoring things 1-2.
Yeah, this is definitely what you need for morale boost right now after losing for the first, essentially, almost 3 minutes of having 2 goals go over to Boise State. Now finally, almost right off the 50-50, getting a goal. But now they're close to tying it up with 2 minutes still on the board. There's still plenty of game to be played, but you also have to recognize Danger only has 2 shots on goals, and they're also 2 goals.
That's fair.
So
100% accuracy, actually.
you have to keep an eye out for them as Danger's
you're
keeping up with the accolades. Gill went for the shot, but Fitter was there for the defense. Boise State keeping it up. Had the air shot, but not enough boost to have the momentum. Now it seems it is going to be back and forth for the in-between.
Whoa.
Danger went for the shot, but was too low, did not have enough height on that. So now Boise State's on the defense.
Force on the defense, nice corner shot. Got to keep it away from the center of the map. Boise State going right down the side into the center of their own side. I just don't even know what's happening anymore. This
English is a thing.
It's complicated sometimes. Boise State tries to find themselves a little bit of English on the ball. You can, of course, spin these a little bit to influence them, such as a billiard cue. There it goes. Danger up, doing his twist turns, and goes for the one. That is a 3rd hat trick for the night. No English required. That's a straight shot, and a great one at that.
Danger in these hat tricks. You have something to prove tonight. We know you're good. It's okay.
I don't see any hats on the car, which I'm a little disappointed by, because with the hat tricks, you gotta put a hat on your car every time you get one. Go into the garage in between rounds, put on some hats, show your true status. Boise State now another 2-point lead on this Texas A&M team. 50 seconds remain. It's barely enough time for Texas A&M to get something quick and then maybe something long and provoked out. But the defense from Boise State is just too secure, barely able to tie it away. And a nice lob to get them that momentary reprieve from a pressure. Gill looking for maybe a fake on the aggressive side of the ball. I don't know if he intentionally missed, but 30 seconds will be the cross point here. And 2 goals still remaining for Texas A&M. They need to start getting the ball in motion. No puns intended. Yes, they are. They're always intended, Brenner.
I know you well enough. The puns are always intended.
They have to be intended. If there's no intention, there's no point. Boise State, 10 seconds remaining. Looking to make a point on this, but Instinct will make it a 4-1, and that will assuredly, cast a curse aside, seal the deal for this round 1. Yes, the pips are there. Boise State and Texas A&M both having one. But Boise State looking to make this an official one, 4-1 with 8 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it was a great team play as Danger was there with the demo, which he was right on goal. So it's exactly what you want to see of the bump air play. So going into this final last second, there's not much Texas A&M could do. So they're going to take that round.
Oh, this is cool. We mentioned accolades in the Stanford versus Boise State matchup, and this DIG, this Dig squad, had to pick up the pace in terms of their accolades. Looks like that pace hasn't stopped. There's a full house in multiple successions here. Total shots more on the side of Boise State. Side control going to be that important one, and then boost used pretty dead even. The problem is Boise State had tanks almost full the whole time, whereas Texas A&M was on empty like the whole map.
Yeah, and that's one of the many sacrifices you have to make when on the defense, because you're playing around your goal. You don't have freedom to come and go as you please like the offense do, because they own the map. They know where the ball is, and it's on your side of the map, so they don't have to worry about their goal and can play the offensive. So it was definitely a hard defense from Texas A&M, but Boise State pulled it out, and with those extra shots on goal, it kept the pressure on, and as we keep saying, they got chips in the armor.
Yeah, to be fair, Texas A&M finding a goal amidst that kind of relentless pressure and only letting 4 goals be what Boise State could stamp the round 1 with, that's a good sign. You know, things didn't get too carried away. Boise State was still struggling to find beyond that 4th goal mark, and having the ability to turn one around in a quick succession, that's a good thing for them. They just need to pick the highlighted moments from that and maybe articulate those a little bit more.
Yeah, so it seems now that Texas A&M lost the first round. Since this is best of 3, the pressure's on for them, so they already went for a shot on goal so early on, but were not able to get it. Now Danger's going to match that, but Fitter is there with the defense. Now already the ball's back on Boise State's side, and Mr. Fitter is even going to go for the demo. Phoenix is there with the shot, but seems that Boise State was there with the defense as well.
Yeah, they're not really accosting their 3rd and final defender to leave the goal for fear of something like this happening. Boise State looking to capitalize with 2 missed shots. Shots on goal, yes, but the pressure will be instantly turned away. Phoenix up in the air cannot get themselves in position. The wings are clipped, and Boise State's on the ground running. Nice bounce shot, but will be met with the welcoming arms of the defender up in the air, getting the ball toward that corner side. We'll be hovering there for a bit longer. Nice centering shot and a pass. Boise State will read it, redirect it, find an angle of their own, and the bounce will be there. And who else but Danger will get the first blood in the round? Who else?
I think he's living up to his name of he's causing danger, and Texas A&M is not respecting him right now, as he has arguably scored the most goals for either team, even against Pixel
most goals the entire night, without a doubt.
And I'm sure it will continue, but it seems now that Texas A&M's finally going to start getting on the offense here, and as soon as I say that, the ball's on their side. But
nice
he's going to go for the demo.
Demolition on Danger, but there's still 2 members remaining. You cannot count out the rest of this squad, as Instinct will pick up the remnants of Danger's car and carry it across the finish line for a 2nd goal. Boise State going 2-0.
Yeah, the last second bump also from a member of Texas A&M tried to go for the defense, but just bumped it up into the goal as they even mid-air collided, which kind of led to their downfall. And once again, you have to always look at the boost meters on the side of Texas, as they're almost never above the 50% mark. They're always below, because they're always on the defense, not having free reign of the map. Now Boise State already going to recenter the ball and have a great possible shot goal. Looks like they're even going to get it.
Judge, can we get a ref on this one? I think this one isn't. That's not legal. That's not a perfect read. Danger almost getting the around the world goal from goalie to goalie, but Instinct's going to pick up another one, and now wants to be the accolade holder. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold much more than that, but Boise State looking for another one. And Danger with those patented bounce passes, up 4-0 with 3 minutes on the clock. We mentioned the composure for Texas A&M, and it seems that it is a bit slipping. But 3 minutes left on the clock is plenty of time for them to turn things around. They need to tighten some bolts here.
Yeah, Fitter was there with the defense, but just made the wrong guess and went low when the ball bounced right over him. So, the attempt was made, so Texas A&M still has signs of life in them. They just have yet to get a goal. With 2:50 remaining. They definitely have a chance to even this up, especially if they get 1 or 2 on the 50-50s.
Danger continuing to find themselves exactly where they need to be. keep interrupting these longer plays. These short pass game is not in the favor of Texas A&M. It's all Boise State, and continuing to be in position, continuing to get in these pass lanes. A demolition onto Gill, but Phoenix only trying to find any sort of advantage to access. Gill back up already. Boise State looking to be on the orange side once more. Gill being sent to defend. This could be an opportunity for Texas A&M. It's still in the corner, still hovering around the goal. Shot towards the center will be turned away. Towards the side will be yet again where the ball ends up. Danger finding it, goes for a lob, but it will be met with Texas A&M. A demolition from Instinct will open up an opportunity for them to go towards the net. Danger up in the skies, you got to be careful. And yet another defense here from Texas A&M.
Yeah, we see Gill on the solid defense for Boise State. That's another attempt from Boise coming out here. They're even trying to get it lined back up, but they're going to get it stuck in the corner. Now it's going back to their goal. So now eyes are going to be on Gill after he gets the demo onto Phoenix, as Instinct is actually going to get the block there that time around. It seems that they're instantly going to try to line it back up. Members of Boise State playing a solid game. Another shot attempt as Instinct goes for the reset, but will not get it.
That is so cheeky. The back pass attempt from Boise State doesn't work out in their favor, but they're taking crucial time off the clock. Only 1 minute and 15 seconds remain. Maybe it's a 5-goal lead. Yes, it will be, as Gill will drive this one home. And they're starting to write that punctuation mark, not only on the round, but game 2 of the night.
There were 3 members by that goal, and they still made it in.
Lag. They're lagging.
The sun was in his eyes.
In the nighttime map, the sun was on in his eyes. Doesn't have the visor, doesn't have the sunglasses equipped. Boise State looking all cool with all their sunglasses. They wear them inside, it doesn't matter. Boise State trying to go for another shot. The bounce pass does not get retouched. We're falling short of that second goal. Bounce. Opportunity. Texas A&M looking for anything. Go for a dribble, but you have to be careful. Instinct's a slippery one. They do finally win that 1v1, but 45 seconds on the clock, and Boise State takes yet another shot on goal.
Yeah, the dribble was a smart play by Instinct, seeing as they've had such strong air game. Take it to the ground, see how Texas A&M reacts. I mean, you did make good space and even had the shot, but was not enough. And again, I just want to highlight the boost management from the side of Texas A&M is not what you want to see. Even on the defense, you have those mini pads.
Right.
So something is better than nothing. And even then, they're not capitalizing it on as well as Boise State has, seeing as it is 5-0. Yeah, it hit the backboard, but was not, no member was there to get the reset. Here it goes again, but Boise State defense is going to knock it cross field.
Cross field, Boise State finding this, and they will get themselves that much closer to getting things secured. A 5-0 lead. A lot more even in terms of the side control, the boost used. But again, the accolades, night and day difference, and then the shots on goal, just, it's tough. It's tough to combat. But what can you do? The Boise State squad's just too strong right now.
Yeah, they got the aggression on their side. Even on the defense, that's something Texas A&M will definitely need to work on, it seems, especially since they were not getting that boost control.
And at the end of the night, guys, the top 5 plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. It's over 10 jobs, a $20,000 sign-on bonus, and a degree of your choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard truly is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. I'm going to. I mean, after this, of course. After this, this is a series. I mean, Texas A&M, they do have some moments of highlight, but Boise State, they are finding these weaknesses and really capitalizing on them. I did get word from production. I do believe that this is actually a best of 5. So there's still a few more chances for Texas A&M to close this up. Boise State probably wants to end this next round in the game 3.
I'd be surprised if they didn't. I mean, we've seen them consistently set up each other for the plays, go for the demos, and they get the shot and goal. They, as we just pointed out, it was 5-0, so they're clearly showing a dominating performance here. So Texas A&M needs to start, I don't want to say get aggressive, but play more smartly if they're going to be constantly on the defense here, of having better boost management, of taking those mini pads so Boise State doesn't have to utilize them and has to pull back further.
Yeah, if anything, it's more of a make it a goal to deny the boost. That way you can afford yourself to be more creative with your defense, be more aggressive with your attacks. but without the boost, you can't do either. Boise State having plethora of that boost. Gil looking for an opportunity for a solo carry. Gonna go for a bump assist there from Instinct, but gets turned away. Mr. Fitter gets bumped as well, trying to get the lob across the field, but cannot guarantee it. Electro's trying to find anything, but Boise State again, exactly where they need to be. It's so unrelenting. It's got to be a real thorn in their side. The moment they try to get something put together, Texas A&M is found wanting. The Boise State squad sweeps it up.
Yeah, trying to clear the ball from their side. Gil no longer in the goal, as he's kind of been Boise State's goalie. Same with Phoenix on the side of Texas A&M. So all eyes are on Gil right now, as long as the ball is on Boise State's side. But he's finally able to clear it. It's back on Texas A&M side, but they're quickly there. It's back and forth between these two teams, not trying to keep it on their goal, because all eyes are on those goalies. And Gil right now doesn't even have any boost, and neither does Phoenix.
Under a boost now from Gil, going for the lob, and look at how equitable this boost is for the Boise State roster. They are not using it frivolously. It's all calculated. We saw Gil go for the full clear without having to use much of anything. And now full retreat is called, as demolitions will be given across the board. Boise State trying to find an angle of their own. Mr. Fitter trying to continue to deny possession, as Phoenix will step into the ring as well. Go for a mini brawl of their own. Mr. Fitter looking to get recombative, but no, gets turned away. The side control will continue to be Boise State's, even in this corner. Nice shot on goal attempt. Will be turned away as Gil continues to be that savior, that goalie that they need to stay alive.
Yeah, this time it definitely seems Texas is getting more aggressive, as the ball's been on Boise State's side more than any of the prior rounds.
True.
So definitely signs of life getting shown from Texas here, and not a single goal has been scored, and we're already at the 240 mark.
Comes the shot across the bar. Boise State doesn't really have a lot of opportunity. Danger looking for an angle, gets bumped out of the way. I think that's the right call. I think Texas A&M needs to be especially combative and kind of confrontive here with Instinct, if not with Danger. But that's just how it is. If you keep putting resources into Danger, they'll just shift the ball over to Instinct. If you put resources into Instinct to try and snuff them out, Gil's on the team too, and you can't. You can't afford it. Boise State, the unrelenting pressure will build them a 1-0 lead in this do-or-die round for Texas A&M.
Yeah, that was a three-man goal there. We saw all the way in the back lane, shot it up, bounced it off the ceiling, and then Instinct hit it in. So that's exactly what you want to see from this higher level of Rocket League play, especially in a league. So Texas A&M definitely does not have a ton of ground to make up, but with how long these rounds are going in between goals,
right,
you can tell they're definitely learning some of the Boise State tactics of how strong they are with their air game.
They're keeping things as low to the ground as they can. They don't want to afford going up in the air, but Boise State's comfortable on the ground too. A dribble, but no goal to be made of it yet. Instinct finds himself in the air. Danger on the ground trying to back up his teammate, but it'll be turned away. That was almost catastrophic for Texas A&M. If you're not safe in the air, you can't be safe on the ground. Where can you go? Not really much. Boise State on the defense now. One goal separates the two. A nice slider will be met with defense. In the corner, the ball will go. Another shot on goal attempt. But Texas A&M cannot find the angles. Boise State's exactly where they need to be. A great stall here in the middle. An open goal opportunity. No. Boise State will find it, a demolition to capitalize on that defense. Great defense, better offense, whatever you want to call it. Gil's up in the air, up in the sky. Using all the boosts to keep the ball away. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Danger trying to do the same, but almost gets himself scored an own goal. That was a risky business move, as we call in the business. What business? I'm not sure.
The Rocket League business.
The business of Rocket League. The business of rocket cars.
But now Electroc's coming back with his own demo onto Instinct, I believe.
Yes.
So now Gil, still not having the boost as the goalie. You can see why Texas A&M was not doing so well in the first place, because as soon as you get aggressive, the defense team is on their back foot and not having the boost. But a great backboard play coming out from Gil, bounces it off and then knocks it in.
And this is a play in the long development stage. Gil, again, typically the goalie so far against this Texas A&M team, means that he had to come all the way from the back post to get that one locked in. But a 2-0 is so much more comfortable in the last 30 seconds than the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and he has the two demos for Boise State, because just look at the accolades difference right now between so many of these players. And Gil's been the goalie, so it definitely seems that Texas does not have an answer for the goalie skills of Gil. And now that he's getting on the offensive, they weren't ready.
We saw first round against Stanford. Laser Beams being the real carry for the team. Boise State's got too many carries, and it's just too difficult for them to get iced out. Boise State looking to go into top 8. Not much that the Texas A&M team can do, and they will do it to get themselves further in the weekend. But again, the stark difference in performance from Texas A&M, only a 2-0 will give Boise State that W. And truth be told, you know, it was a close one. Despite maybe the score line for the first 2 rounds, that third round was as close as it could get. Maybe just a few more goals or a few more attempts on shots on goal, and Texas A&M could have given us a series.
Yeah, that first goal that took practically 2 minutes to, or even 3 minutes to get, was detrimental to their standings up against Boise State.
Right.
You know, they showed signs of life in the first game. The second game was not as great, but then the third one coming around of just, all right, now they're putting up a fight, but no goals are getting scored. So as soon as Boise State got their first one in Texas, making a couple shots, was not able to secure it, and then Boise State gets another one, things were over.
Yeah, things were really tough. Boise State really securing themselves in this top 8 spot for the weekend, which means that we have more of them to see, of course, and that's going to be the spiciest of the night, I think, as things continue to heat up. Boise State going up against Utah next. Stay tuned.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, nerds and nerdettes of all ages. Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. Glad to have you for tonight's coverage of the Collegiate Carball League. Rocket League going up for those CRL qualifier points, and Boise State's dig team, Danger, Instinct, and Gil, are firing up and looking hot and ready to go as they make themselves a prominent team in this top 8. I am Jared Baratel Casiglione, joined by Brenner Baird Ladd. Again, a fantastic addition to the roster on this side of the desk. That was a spicy game too, right?
Yeah, I mean, we saw them lose their first match against Stanford and then come back and win. And now that they're warmed up, I would want to say, hey, going up against Texas A&M, they were just dominating. They didn't need to even forfeit the first round since it was a best-of-5. They had that leeway, but they didn't even need to because they had such a dominating performance. And Texas A&M was playing on their back foot practically the whole time because they were just on defense. They didn't have the boost to play to have the plays that they needed, and they couldn't leave goal because Boise State was relentless. So I hope to see that continue onwards for the next couple of games as we swap over in this Carball League.
Yeah, up in the top 8, this is where things get nice and challenging for any team included. And hold on, I'm getting word from production that the other Boise State roster, the patented Baynock, Cosmoser, and Lions, is actually in this top 8 as well. We won't be featuring them currently as they'll be taking on Keanu College, but it's going to be Utah versus the Dig Squad. We're going to see whether or not they can continue this hot streak or can they get that hat trick locked down. We'll have to see. Utah's been a pretty big thorn in our side in the past, so I wonder if that's going to continue to be the case.
Yeah, especially if they can give us a run for our money, then I expect that the Dig team is going to have a hard time with them as well. Oh, and since they are not our own Boise State team, we don't know a lot of their ins and outs as we do with our own. So I'm very curious to see how these two teams might play out. Oh, so I'm very excited for this next round.
It's going to be a spicy one, and we mentioned momentum, but that's not the only thing that can get you to win in Rocket League. Doc's keys of the game in Rocket League are create mistakes, punish the overcommit, don't you dare overstay, bump and demo to disrupt, and we saw a lot of these be checked off that last game, if anything, to great effect. And I mean, these are Doc's keys of the game for a reason. They really do help you win maybe a game or two. And of course, Doc's keys of the game are brought to us by Drop In Gaming. Drop In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran such as myself, Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. Woohoo! I can learn to maybe get some competitive nature down there. Maybe not in Rocket League, but competitive pasta making, is that a game? Like Cooking Mama? Competitive Cooking Mama. That's my game.
Competitive Catan.
Oh,
that's all I need.
I am the sheep lord, and I will always be the lord of the sheep. The sheep is the best way to win. And Boise State looks to continue their field of flocks of W's? Question mark against Utah.
That was a stretch.
That was a stretch, and I know it. But sometimes you got to go for those long con plays, and we'll go right into the action. Actually, they got started before I was done making my pun. Boise State versus Utah, 30 seconds off the clock, and yet no one has scored yet. A foreboding sign for both teams.
Yeah, and already we see that both sides have kind of been back and forth on this as they've been set up multiple times, but the defenses from both sides have also been very strong. You know, for Boise State, as a shot from Instinct comes out, but Alex is there to defend, and another shot maybe coming from Danger, or is just simply gonna miss that time around. So Boise State's still keeping up with their aggression, and there's Danger getting first goal once again.
Danger has concluded that they're finished sharing the spotlight, put themselves on the first blood opportunity, gets it locked in, and again, this relentless pressure from Boise State accosted by their boost management, their side control, forced Utah to react in such a frivolous and frantic pace that they will eventually succumb, and now Boise State's going to be the one to answer. Can they handle the pressure? The ball challenges are there. Boise State not able to get the full clear that they maybe desire. Danger looking for something. Will barely bump an offender out of the way. Oh my gosh, the demolition will save the ball as well. And a full clear to follow suit. Boise State now on the aggressive front. Who can slide this one in? No one yet. The rotations were just not there. Boise State has the 1-0 lead, but 2 minutes now almost off the clock, and Boise State's still struggling to find anything more than that. Nice shot on goal, and Farmer will find one. It will get the equalizer here, a 1-1 now. Utah catching up.
Yeah, look at this team play between Utah. Set it up for his teammate, and he was there as all the defenders were still on the ground and hadn't taken that jump yet.
Right.
So good on Utah for recognizing and capitalizing on that. Now Boise State's going to have to keep an eye on that, as already the 50-50 almost getting a goal scored for Utah. Boise State is finally able to clear and trying to get it onto Utah's side so they can start getting even more shots on goal.
A very competitive and confrontational team, keeping it even with this Boise State squad that was just on fire. Really forced them to cool their jets, both physically and metaphorically as well.
Yeah, because the boost meters are low on the side of Boise State, only Gil having it, but he's sitting in goal, so Danger will have to get the 100 as Farmer's trying to clear it out of the corner. We see the shot from goal to try to clear off their side, but was missed, so now Instinct's having to go back on the defense, but Gil is there to clear it this time, quickly followed up by Danger, who tried for the shot on goal, but was not able to make it. Now will get cleared once again, but still on their side, so Boise State can keep up the aggression.
Okay. Alex Walters pushing it back for maybe a back pass, but that could have been dangerous as it was dangerously close to the net. Nice open goal. Will it get turned away? Barely off the sidebar of the bounce. I don't know how that happened. Someone call the rule book. I need a judge or referee in here right now. Another shot on goals. Alex Walters will secure it. So you might be able to turn the first one away, but this second one's in for sure. And Utah will take an early lead. Only 2 minutes left in the round.
Yeah, with that elimination onto Gill, it definitely opened up the goal, seeing as he's been the main goalie. He did not even have time to turn around, and the substitute missed for that goal. So Utah already taking the lead in the first round, but if this is a best of 5, Boise State does have a little bit of a buffer to learn a lot of Utah strats like they did with Stanford.
That's true, and it is a best of 5, so they can afford to let this one go. I don't think that they want to do so frivolously.
Nobody wants to
get away, and it doesn't look like this is going to be a let away situation. A nice demolition and push off the defenders, but they cannot secure the equalizer of their own. Boise State struggling to find possession of the ball. The airplay is just so good, but the shot off the top bar will not be enough for them to get a second touch on that ball. Gill looking for an opportunity, goes for the 100 boost, finds where the ball's going to land. The bronze is there. A jump over the ball, but it won't be able to be slammed into the net. Danger looking for an opportunity of their own, but knows that they need to retreat back to the corner. Gill instinct, everyone here in position to defend. But there you go, the 1 minute warning and an open goal, a centered pass. Boise State barely able to keep this one out of dangerous positions. Danger with the twisty move up in the sky. Not able to get much beyond that besides a cool looking move, as Boise State still struggles to find that equalizer. Alex Walters continuing getting these passing lanes, and this is kind of one thing that teams can notice about Boise State is they have these long passes with the ability to get in the passing lane. The moment that a team can get up in the air and challenge Boise State with these longer plays, the less they have success unless they start going that shorter pass route.
Yeah, Boise likes having the map control to do those longer plays. So honing them in and cornering them is definitely one of their weaker points, as we can see here on the defensive, where Utah getting finally aggressive and trying to corner them, but Danger's there in the center to try to deny that open shot. A lot of backboard attempts as well coming out from both teams, but Gill is there to clear it. So Boise State is trying to keep this alive, but looks like they will get spiked.
What a great spike, yeah. A fantastic play. And Utah will actually strike first blood. Pretty even on accolades across the board. The stats do show a little bit more even play as well across that. Total shots, boosts used, and side control. Utah, though, will take this one 2-1, the first best of 5.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy seeing Boise State having the more boost used when they were out playing defensive most of the time. They only had the 1 goal, so having 2 against them, you want to see more boost used on defense because that means like they're trying their best. They keep it alive as long as they could. So only having 3 goals the whole game is exactly what you want to see from the first game because it's signs of life from Boise State. So going to this next one, I expect them to do phenomenally.
Truth. Absolutely true. Boise State found a couple opportunities for them to maybe get those longer plays, but it doesn't look like Utah's going to afford them to do so. So I wonder if they then switch over to their kind of short, very fast-paced Rocket League play. We see maybe these solo carries, no passing down the lane, more passing at the net. And that might be what they need to do to get themselves back in this because, you know, they do gather a lot of information for future rounds with it being a best of 5, but that doesn't always mean that they figure things out just yet.
Yeah, so we're going to have to wait and see how Game 2 plays out between these two teams and see how much Boise State learned from the first one.
Yeah, I wonder, I mean, with this being said, they didn't see a lot of combativeness. Can still always go to the tried and true demolition mentality, but...
I mean, they're going to start off with a demo from Farmer onto Instinct, but Danger went for the shot. It was a hair too high, sitting in the goal, and Instinct will be able to close it out.
Everyone got a piece of that one.
Everyone touched the ball, and that's why it was just sitting in the goal halfway in, but he was there to close it out even without their 3rd member since that demo. So 10 seconds, Boise State gets first blood. You know they're going to perform well from that.
Something about these 50-50s, and now we see demolitions maybe being the focal point of Boise State's team, maybe to try and get things eliminated. Danger going for a 3rd one this round alone. And this could be the complete switching of the gear that they need. They're shifting forward, shifting up. Boise State, open net. There goes a score of their own as Bonds will get the dribble, the 1v2, and they'll actually get one locked in.
Yeah, you can get all the demos in the world, but with no goalie there, you can see Danger attempt to try to get there in time, but simply could not close the distance because he committed a lot of boost to murdering the enemy team. So you have to weigh those odds as the backboard pass attempt.
Oh my goodness.
Very close, but is barely going to miss and land on that left corner post. So Utah's definitely here to play, and I think we have a game on our hands.
Boise State, knowing that it's equal, will continue to be aggressive when they have the opportunity. This metered aggression is need to be the approach, but it looks like they are being read. They're trying to dribble it across, but again, need some play for these maybe 1v1 opportunities. And there it is. They baited the 1v1. Danger's there to secure it. The hook line and stinker is what I'll call it, because that was a stinky play.
Did you fart?
No. I always own up to it. That's something you can count on. If I did, I'd warn you.
Sure.
Boise State still keeping themselves alive, keeping themselves afloat. They are struggling to find maybe a third goal and an open net. They barely get themselves in position. Danger now being the one on the back foot. Bond's going to be challenged by Boise State members left and right, but up in the air the ball will go. Farmer will find an angle, find the lob on the ground. A 1v1, I guess, success for the side of this Utah squad, but Boise State quickly makes amends of it. Takes the ball back onto the blue side. Does not have a lot of boost. Instinct really running on low, almost on fumes, and now has the full goal, but it doesn't matter as Gill will find a weird angle and get that one 3-1 for Boise State.
Yeah, I'm surprised that all three members of Utah were nowhere near the goal. They were all chasing after the ball or going after a boost. So honestly, just a well-timed shot from Gill that was accurate and landed right into goal. So 50-50 already going to the side of Boise State, and Gill going for another one, but it's going to be too far off to the right.
Ran out of that precious fuel. Doesn't have much to work with now. Going to go back for those mid-tiny pockets. Can have himself accosted a few more. Gets the 100 on the corner. Denies it from the entire side of Utah as well. Boise State needs to keep up the pressure. Use that resource to great effect, but they'll let the full clear go through. Danger trying to get his own full clear. Instincts there as well to try and defend. A nice pass toward the center. A shot on goal opportunity. A nice bounce one, but Farmer will read it. Turn that one away. Gill looking for his own pass up in the sky, trying to go for a waterfall. Does not make it happen. Gill needs to go somewhere here. Nope, going to consider that Danger's already in position. No need for me to use my boost just yet. And Boise State's making a nice attempt and a nice success rate at these conservative plays. And somehow, some way, Gill finds another long con shot from across the map. Again, this triple commit from Utah gets punished.
Yeah, again, Farmer just ran out of boost and couldn't keep up with the ball. And like as we mentioned in the prior game, Boise State likes really long passes and having control of the field. So if you get bunched up as a team from Utah, Boise State's going to take advantage and make those long passes, especially when you don't have boost in order to even catch up to the ball after it got shot at the goal. So Boise State definitely utilizing all of the pros and cons that they have for their team.
Right. Those Doc's keys of the game really pulling up dividends here. Up across the crossbar, maybe a little bit too powerful. We'll get turned away. We'll get turned back, though, as Instinct makes a quick handbrake check. But Gill finds his own hat trick of the night, and somehow, some way, Utah, their defense is left wanting.
Yeah, just barely made it in of the right goalpost.
It's a great read from Gill. To be fair, two defenders missing that because of the sheer angle of the shot. And Boise State looking comfortable, 4 points up with only 2 minutes or under on the board. It's a pretty comfortable place to be, but I don't think they're going to let up yet.
No, that's the last thing you want to do, because Rocket League, these goals can get scored very quickly, especially off the 50-50. So you have to keep your defense strong, but with Gill as your goalie, especially after getting 3 goals and a hat trick of his own, I think you have nothing to worry about. So now with Utah,
oh my goodness,
not even there for the defense already. Instinct is going to get another one with the help of Gill. So even more accolades going over to the side of Gill to extend it off of the board.
And to be fair, minus the shots from Gil, these are exactly the plays that Boise State needs to make in terms of adaptation against this Utah squad. That was Instinct going full boost, full bore, full send into the corner, get himself his own assist, and another shot on goal. Gil, you're a madman. They have families, man. You can't do this.
Yeah, goalies come out to play and shows why they have to keep him back, because as soon as he gets out, he's a monster. Making this game 7-1.
7-1, one to about 1:17 on the clock as the two teams meet in the middle. And tough to say whether or not Utah can fulfill this kind of request to get 6 goals and then go to the goal situation in a minute. But the question then remains, how do they treat the rest of the series? Are they able to make the same adaptations that Boise State has, as this roster has come out swinging after that first round loss? Can Utah do the same? 50 seconds remain. Can they even get another score on the board, or will they go into this third round? It's still best of 5 going into the third round. Scoreless for, I'd say, about 5 minutes plus.
Yeah, and with Boise State in this best of 5, they still have a whole another game after this, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to always wonder about how, fatigue. I mean, we already saw them play 2 other games, and now they're playing another one.
Right.
Like, yes, they're playing very well and not compromising at all, but you still have to wonder about, like, are the players okay? Are they drinking enough water? As another goal attempt is coming out from Farmer this time around, but Danger will be there to clear it. So it seems Utah is trying to get a little aggressive, but with only 3 seconds on the board, I expect this ball to get spiked by Boise State real quick.
No, they like to have fun with it. Speaking of water, make sure to go get some. Boise State will find themselves an equalizer in the series, and oh my goodness, there's no room for any more accolades on the Boise State squad, I don't think. I think we can physically put any more there, but look at these shots on goal. The percentage, 79-21. I mean, eventually you're going to get a score, right? And it definitely proved successful, as 7-1 will be the score here for the second round. Boise State taking this one away. And now it's up to whether or not Utah can make those same adaptations that Boise State's so known for in these kind of competitions. It's tough, because what do you do in this situation? You've already identified that Boise State likes the long con passing plays, so you're getting yourself into the passing lanes. But now they've switched gears, and now they're doing solo carries, now they're doing solo out plays, and somehow, some way, Gil's able to find these open nets. That's, I think, the first demerit, is leaving your net open. Utah, you cannot afford to do that anymore.
Yeah, I think Utah's definitely going to learn a lot about their defense from fighting Boise State, because we see a lot of their 3 members always going after the ball, but never one that plays a bit further back than the rest in case the ball does get cleared and a shot on goal is attempted with these very long passes that we've highlighted so many times. So I definitely think Utah needs to play, I don't want to say more reserved, but safer, in the sense that they can cover those longer plays and have the boost to get those aerials, because boost management is an issue that we've seen from a lot of the teams so far. Right. And even Boise State has their moments of when the defense is on, you don't have the boost advantage. You just take the fights where you know you can win them and contest the ball as best they can. So when Gil does come out to play, he's sitting at the goal the whole time, has the boost, gets those shots very consistently, which is why I think he's been able to succeed. So I think if Utah was able to utilize that, we'd see them get a lot more goals as well.
Boise State already off running, going for that fantastic waterfall, but cannot get the ball in position for the second touch just yet. Instinct going for a centering pass as well. The back pass specifically, Gil looking for an opportunity, finds it, bounces, does not get his own second touch just yet. Now the defense is called into action here from this Utah squad. When can they get a break? They cannot breathe just yet. Boise State still pressuring, still building and mounting this. Can they get a shot? No. There could be the breakaway opportunity for Utah to get themselves caught up, getting themselves the reprieve. But Boise State, again, unrelenting, shots on goal. Another one towards the corner. Here comes the angled shot. And Danger will find his own assist. Instinct will pass it on up. But beyond that, it was just a holy matrimony of plays.
Yeah, there were even 2 defenders on him, yet he still is able to get the angle on it. So Utah is still trying to get for that defense, but with 2 members in the air and the one on the ground not near the goal, it's not what you want to see from the side of Utah, especially at this high level of play in the top 8 area. So now Gil once again trying to get on the aggressive, and Danger this time over by the goal, but I expect that to change very soon as Danger is already heading towards the goal.
Goes for the dribble pass, those bounces that he's known for. Gets his team in a dangerous position. Oh my goodness, they somehow get it saved, but only for a moment as Bonds will drive that one in. The equalizer here for Utah, and signs of life begin to emerge. That was an incredible save opportunity, but the momentum was just not stopped enough, and I think it was actually in tandem with Utah being hyper-aggressive and forcing the defender out of the way.
Yeah, which finally has worked for them. So if that's a strategy that works, let's see if they can do it again, or will Boise State be able to adapt to it. Now already trying to clear the ball.
Okay.
Gill does get the shot on goal, but it's going to go over to Danger off the ceiling.
It's no longer a suggestion, Utah. Rule 1 for you is do not leave an open net. It's a mandate. It's a Baratel issued mandate, and if you break it, I'm not going to be mad. I'm just going to be disappointed.
Never heard that one before.
Don't talk to me about that. We want to open those skeletons in the closet. Boise State looking to get themselves further ahead. 1 point not enough for them. 3 minutes on the clock. Demolition to articulate their attack. We turned away for a moment, but Instinct will be up in there. The back pass is there. Danger will not find it. Gil being sent full bore back in defense. Danger going for a lob into the corner, trying to keep the ball away. This is almost like the ebb and flow of the tide, and Boise State is coming down like a tidal wave. They're forcing the defenders out by giving them a moment's reprieve and say, you guys can attack, come on out, stay away from your goal. Nothing bad will happen, and then they sneak up on you like the Tide Pawns would.
I mean, you still have to look at the boost management here. Boise State is still having the advantage because they have free run of the map. They own the map, and they won't let Utah take advantage of it.
Oh.
But it looks like they finally will, as Utah gets their second goal and ties things up at 2:35. Of course, Caster's curse, as soon as I start praising Boise State's strats, they get scored on.
Yeah,
but
the catalyst for that goal was the fact that I do believe Instinct went for a 1v1 challenge, misses the challenge, and that affords a 2v1 play on the one remaining defender for Boise State. So that'll do it. I mean, 2 versus 1 is a lot harder than 1 versus 1, they say. Boise State looking to try and get themselves further ahead, get themselves on the map point, the round point. Nice shots on goal as it goes through. Farmer finds the angle on Utah, showing that they may have figured something out to take some strides away from this Boise State squad.
yeah, Gil was there on goal, but not fast enough to catch that ball. He had the right angle and was perpendicular to it, but could not get there in time. So now Utah's taking the lead, but still 2 minutes on the board. Boise State can easily take that lead back after evening it up, but it looks like Farmer with the demo almost made the difference, but the shot and goal was a bit too far, whereas the Boise State defense was able to keep it alive. But now Instinct with his own demo onto Farmer, able to get revenge for his teammate, but is not able to make the shot on goal.
Nice aggression. Boise State needs to get themselves in a position to do something a little bit more than just get the ball lobbed away. They'll try and play keep away, centering pass off the sidewall, but it'll be met with opposition up in the air. Instinct going for the bicycle kick, but that is a dangerous one. Finds the angle to give it back into the hands of his teammates, but only for a moment as demolitions continue to be peppered across the battlefield. Nice shot on goal. Be turned away barely. Boise State closing then on that 1 minute mark. A shot on goal, but it'll bounce off the tip, and Alex Walters will get a 2-point lead there for Utah.
Yeah, finally Utah's getting their aggression out. Oh, but finally they're able to take the stand that they need so desperately, as Boise State is now going to have an answer for it, seeing as this is a best of 5. Boise State wants to definitely try to clear this out as quickly as possible, but after playing so many games, you still have to wonder about the fatigue, as another shot on goal is coming out from Alex, but will just be a bit high and to the right where he wanted it to be, as Boise State trying to go for the reset here. Her back in the middle and now over to the side of Utah. Danger tries to go for the shot, but will get denied. All right, so now Gil tries to go up, but with no goalie in sight, Utah had a chance. It's another demo coming out from Instinct onto Alex.
Keeping it away. They may have an opportunity here. And they only have 33 seconds remaining on the clock. They need to put something together fast, or Boise State will have to go yet another round against Utah, trailing behind them. 2 points is a fair amount, a comfortable lead to hold. Utah comfortable with this 4-2 right now. 18 seconds on the clock remaining. Getting close to that do-or-die 10-second mark, and the interruption. Boise State cannot find their rhythm. They cannot find their way closer to the net, and Utah, again, showing that they are able to make those adaptations between games, because they are showing signs of life, and Boise State's struggling. They will take this one away, getting themselves 2 points on the series to 1, and more even than maybe we anticipated. It is 4-2, so the scoreline doesn't really indicate how close that was. 50-50 on total shots now for both teams, which is impressive to do regardless.
I think that's something you want to see from this higher level of play is
right.
This is an even matchup. You know, we've seen them each take rounds off of each other, and if they're consistently shooting at each other's goals and getting those saves, that's what you want to see from these players. So I think that's honestly what we want to see. Obviously, we want it to have Boise State have more shots because that means they're winning, but at the same time, Utah's playing very well and have been able to adapt to the Boise State strat.
Yeah, I mean, it's right down the middle for almost all these stats. Boots used for Boise State continues to be their highlight, but without it being something that they can access. We saw Gill go across the wall up through the ceiling and not get anything using that full tank of boost, so maybe that's one of those padded stats. But Boise State really just need to continue to make those adaptations. Maybe they've realized, hey, they're getting in our passing lanes. These long plays continue to be a struggle for us. Maybe we continue that aggressive play style. Maybe we continue to go for those demolitions, and at some point go for maybe these shorter, faster Rocket League plays, the typical Boise State style.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that from this team. They like going for the much longer passes that have been kind of uncontested, that just kind of bounce in after the defenders either miss it or there's another attacker there to knock it in with the setup. So I definitely think Utah should try to switch it up and keep Boise State on their toes, because it seemed it worked in the last match, because once they started playing a bit tighter together and more aggressive, Boise State got on the defense and wasn't able to hold them for long, as already Instinct is opening up with a shot on goal, and it will be saved. But it seems like Boise State is now going to try to get ownership of the map back.
Pushing forward. Farmer looking for an opportunity to slide forward with his teammates. Alex Waters in the air. There's the waterfall, but it'll be turned away. As three members meet Farmer there in the corner, keeping the ball just on the perfect precipice of possession. Boise State continue to struggle to find the ball on the blue side of the field, and a demolition might help with that. Bond's looking for a shot on goal. This 1v1 could be huge, just buying time for his teammates to get here. An open net, there's no one there to defend. It hasn't been lobbed away, and Utah cannot find the opportunity to get that advantage capitalized on. But a nice shot will be saved for Alex Waters. Find himself in the perfect position. Can they find the unrelenting shot too? Yes, they turned that one away as well. Boise State finding members, throwing them at the ball, but cannot find any sort of angle or opportunity to get that one scored.
Yeah, multiple shots coming out from Boise State, and very good ones at that, but the defense from Utah has definitely been the strong side for this matchup so far, as they're already moving the ball back to the Boise State side, trying to get any sort of shot set up, as Instinct goes to try to get the ball in the air, but immediately Farmer's there to deny it. The ball has been stuck in one of the corners for a very long time in the match, as another demo coming out from Alex onto Instinct this time round. So hopefully Boise State will be able to buy some time until he gets back, as Instinct is there to clear the ball and keep it on Utah's side.
From one corner to another, Boise State has an opportunity now. Boost completely in their favor. Instinct a little bit low on it, but Boise State losing this boost to try and find great effect, continue getting the passing lanes. Lobs will continue to be denied from both sides of Boise State. Again, as well as Utah, both struggling to find anything almost halfway through this round.
Yeah, well, Utah's going for a lot of shots. They're definitely playing to their strength of aggression, which Boise State has as well, but it seems that the defenses are also mounting up too, as Farmer's going to get a demo onto Instinct again. Instinct's getting taken out all the time as the shot on goal, but Gill is there to defend. and even goes for another shot, but it will be blocked by Farmer. So it seems a back and forth between these two of blocking and saving so far.
It's tough. Both these teams are using everything that they can to challenge these air plays, to go for these 1v1s. And a misplay just like that could have cost something big for Boise State. They're able to shape things back up and make reparations to keep their defense on lock, but now can Utah answer the same way? Gill look for an opportunities in the wings, waiting to attack. There goes the defense, goes right over Gill's head, and now it's just instinct and danger. Danger being able to get beat out. A shot over the wall, but there's no boost to defend it. They barely get a turn to the side, and Boise State continues to keep this at a 0-0 score. But can they get one up of their own? Here comes the slow play, goes for the demolition. Sometimes faster Rocket League's not always better. Sometimes you got to take the time to make these shots, get the angles locked in. A nice bump of defenders left and right. Boise State really getting in the grill of these other cars. There's another demolition. Gill looking for an opportunity now. Sends it to the side corner. Another retaliation and another lob from Utah. Put the ball back on the sidewall. These side control opportunities for both teams can be catalytic for success. But neither team really finding much of a formula for that just yet. A nice dribble. Farmer will be met with opposition. Does not have the boost to challenge. 1 minute remaining, and no one has scored just yet. The closest match we've seen so far tonight, and it is do or die. Boise State needs this to stay alive.
Yeah, and they're trying to line up the shot, but the defenses from both these sides have been nothing less than impressive, as they've gotten many lineups, but then you just see someone fly out from the corner and knock it away. As once again, a great shot lineup, but Gill is there on the defense as Alex goes for another demo onto Danger. The shot is not there, and it was quickly cleared away. As Danger goes for another shot and goal, but it will be just too high even after the defense comes in. And Gill tries to go for the reset, but will not get it.
Oh my goodness.
And another one goes flying past. Boise State's trying to get this final goal so they do not have to go into overtime. Another goal attempt, but will not get it. Boise State aggression coming out in the last 10 seconds.
Golden goal opportunity if this ball touches the ground. Boise State's trying to close this out now, but they cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, the closest series that we've seen Boise State at do-or-die match point needs to get this score in order for them to stay alive. There's an open goal. There's a defender. Gets it pushed away for a moment. Boise State looking for continued aggression off that back wall, but no one's there to capitalize on it for the second touch. Utah looking for a full send. Gill will deny it. Side wall, side control. Boise State instinct up in the air. Bonds looking for an opportunity. Sends it skyrocketing towards the corner. As now it's just Danger versus one in the air. Boise State giving so much time for Utah to respond, to get in position, but the possession game is still theirs. They are holding the ball more securely right now than Utah's. An open goal, but only for a second, and it's just not enough time for either team to find something.
Yeah, this constant back and forth with 50 seconds gone by so far. They just need the one goal. And with the boost constantly actually being pretty even this time around, things are not looking good for Boise, but they will be able to clear it into the corner. They just need to get to the other side of the board in order to feel safe, but the defense is there, and they will finally get it into the corner.
Double commit, triple commit. Boise State has 3 members. There's no one on defense. If they get found out fast, then they're going to be punished for this, but Boise State finds an opportunity to rotate them back. And here comes that calculated play, the open goal, but they will find a defense as Alex Walters continues to be stalwart in their defense. And they're going so fast that the camera can't keep up.
Yeah, we saw the lag issue from Instinct 2 we were watching, and the demo attempt as well. But they will get it with Instinct coming back from the lag, and he will get the goal with time at 1:37.
What a shot. And a missed defense, a crucial misplay from Utah. They could have continued to fight to keep that one out. Now we got a series. It's time for Game 5. Boise State really showing a little bit more prowess on the accolades. And again, the defense from both teams, regardless, was phenomenal. But the shots on goal, total shots, Boise State taking that one away.
Yeah, they got really aggressive in that last 30 seconds of the match before we got over to overtime, and I think that definitely paid off for them in both the accolades and in the overtime, because they knew they could get aggressive and had a chance at goal. So we saw that in overtime. They capitalized it and won them round 4. So as you mentioned, we're on to round 5. This is game point.
Do or die for both teams. And again, this is the top 8 that we wanted to see. We wanted to see things start to heat up and Boise State kind of being slowed in their tracks. I mean, with the way that they played that, though, they found some things out. And despite the scoreline, both these teams playing phenomenally, I think Boise State's got some tricks up their sleeve. They might be able to clinch up this round 5 win there with this game 5. But again, kudos to Utah. You guys are also playing phenomenally as well, keeping yourself representative of that top 8 spot.
Yeah, definitely giving this Boise State team a run for their money right now. So I'm definitely curious how round 5 might go, because Utah, we've seen aggression and some short-range plays to cancel out what the Boise State long aggression plays, and both sides having a very strong defense. Definitely want to shout out Alex Walters on that final whole goal block, where we didn't even see where he was, of just like, the goal's free. Oh, he's there now.
Oh, I'm just here. Oh, hey. Oh, hi,
exactly. Like, he was there and kept his team alive in the game for, 10 more seconds, but he was there. He did it, and you have to just give him that accolade.
Yeah, I think that Utah has made some great adjustments in how they are playing the game against Boise State. 2 points to highlight, again, keeping the long plays pretty much nullified completely, getting in the passing lanes, finding themselves up in the aerial play. But more so important, I think, is the ability and the willingness to be a little demolishing in the grand scheme of things. Getting a member off the field, regardless of whether or not you reset the boost, is a huge boon for you to make a little bit of a play, a little bit of ground to make up.
Yeah, and these demos, Boise State has definitely been prioritizing them, as they came out last round with the most demos. As quickly, Alex is there to even it up, with Farmer taking a shot on goal, but it looks like Instinct will be there to clear it once again. Definitely think Alex recognizing the fact that Gill is the main goalie for Boise State, so if he's able to demo him and then get a shot on goal, they have a better chance of it going in. But with the ball staying on Boise State's side, they're going to have a strong defense and not having the boost advantage a lot of the times. Having that free run of the map, Alex is going to again get another demo, but this time against Danger.
Centering shots almost got interrupted by an offender as Utah finds the angle. They have open goal, but does not mean that Instinct can find any sort of angle to get the goal. Gill looking for a pass towards the center, will be turned away. A full lob on the side of Utah means that they now will have an opportunity to strike, but only for a moment, as Gill will turn that one away. Instinct up in the air. He's in the goalie's net. He's in the sniper's roost, but he cannot find the angle, cannot find the shot. Roost is a very hard word to say sometimes.
Sniper's nest.
Sniper's roost.
Nest.
Because they're chickens.
Exactly, it would be a nest.
Snipers are chickens. They're roost. They roost in the roost.
Anyway, back to Rocket League.
No chickens here. Boise State as well as Utah being almost fearless with their aggressive fronts and peerless in their defense. But Boise State will find a hole in theirs, and Bonds will say, I'll take advantage of that. I'll get the 1-0, the first blood in this do-or-die round.
Yeah, 2 minutes in, you can tell these teams are very closely matched, saying as these matches are going longer and longer with less and less goals being scored because they can just not find an opening in each other.
Yeah, fatigue's got to definitely be a factor at this point. A game 5, you've already fought your way up to the top 8 during the course of the weekend, so it's got to be a huge factor. But you got to continue to play your 8 game. Danger looking to do that as well. Maybe get an A+ on the scorecard, but it will be turned away. The midterm was too powerful. It did defeat them. Boise State in the middle of the round, still 0-1.
Yeah, they've even had to deal with that minute 37 of overtime, adding on to every 5-minute round in this best of 5, going the full 5 minutes. So they're practically looking at a 30-minute match of Rocket League here against just one team alone, minus the fact that they've played 2 before this.
Right.
So these players have definitely got some stamina issues to be concerned about.
That's why we got Respawn. Nice dribble in front of the goal. Boise State able to keep that one away for now. Gill will be completely thumped out of the air and sent across the field. Nice shot on goal, but the tip into the crossbar Keeps that one from going right in. A nice shot attempt here for this side of Utah. And a second one as well, but Farmer cannot find the angle. Oh, they would have been so happy with that 2-point lead, but no, Farmer can't find the calculation. Protractor must be off. Get it? Protractor, Farmer.
You're on your own here.
That's a good one. I don't care who says what, that's a good one.
You had the sheep one. It's unforgivable.
I like sheep. Sheep are the best resource in Catan.
No. Stone.
All right. No, sorry. No need to fight. Boise State keep them fight their self to victory. Fighting to keep themselves alive even. Boise State has 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock to even get the equalizer here. And Utah is not giving them an inch, let alone a mile.
Yeah, and Utah even keeping up with the demos, having more than Boise, as Alex is on a tear with 4 demos in this round. He is out for blood, even though they're just cars. He's looking for it.
They can't bleed. Blood for the blood. Boise State continuing to fight and try to keep this ball out of their nets, but the longer that these go for, the more dangerous that they'll be. Instinct finds the demolition to back up his own bounce shot, and it actually works up to get the equalizer here.
The long play from Boise finally paid off, you know.
Utah broke rule 1 for me. They left the net open. That's a no-no.
Yeah, they got too aggressive. They were all on Boise State's side, so as soon as Instinct could break away and get that long shot, no one could get back in time because they did not have the boost. So Boise State playing very well, and the game's evened up with 45 seconds left on the board. Pressure's on for both these teams unless we're going to overtime again.
Wouldn't that be overtime in the best of 5, game 5? Boise State wants to deny it. They don't want to go there. They need to take a little bit of a mental break, and this could be it. As Danger will find the angle, and he'll drive it the 1-point lead. But 30 seconds on the clock. You cannot feel comfortable letting up now.
Yeah, we can see he was right there with the defense, with Alex coming flying in as well, but it was simply not enough. So now Utah's going to have to pull out all the stops to get back to having a chance at overtime. So the 50-50 will go to the way of Utah.
Okay.
Trying to get the shot and goal from Alex. We could not air dribble it long enough, and Gil will be there to clear it.
A nice stall on momentum, and now only 15 seconds remain. Boise State wants to extenuate their lead, put themselves in a more cushy position, and that could be the long shot. Is it an open goal? Doesn't matter. The sidebar is there. The crossbar will also defend. Just keeping the ball away will be enough, and Boise State can clench this one up. The ball just needs to touch the ground, and Utah needs to keep it up as long as possible. They cannot let it. The ball will touch eventually, and Boise State are able to turn this one around. Boise State will win this one and continue on in the top 8 against Utah. Kudos to Utah, though. You guys played,
talk about a close game.
yeah,
Seriously,
phenomenally well.
Yeah, they did I mean, they brought us to overtime in the 4th game and almost in the 5th one.
Yeah.
So they definitely came alive. Had not the best beginning, but they came back and said, we're here to fight and stay. So kudos Utah.
Whew. I'm sweating. I'm sweating not because of just how spicy that matchup was, but because it was such a high-skill game, and there's still more. There's still more of this. We have, again, 2 Boise State rosters in this top 8 as it continues to emerge. I think it's going to shape up now to be like top 4 now, if that's going to be correct, but we'll have to wait and see how that does result. I don't know about you, Brenner Bear, but I need some water.
That's what the bottle next to you is for.
That's what the bottle, I need to refill it. I'm actually out, and I bet you guys are out as well as home, so make sure to go get some water right now. We're going to throw it to a quick break as we continue on with the CCA tournament. Stay tuned. Finger guns. Put themselves on the first blood opportunity. Constellations written up there. I don't know. Gil on the defense, still considering the opportunity for Stanford to make an aggressive play, but they will whoop it in, and Danger will find yet another one here. Is that the 3rd one? No, it's the 2nd. With 3 shots on goal, got a demolition, got 2 scores. This man is completely taking over this game. Wants to deny it. They don't want to go there. They need to take a little bit of a mental break, and this could be it. As Danger will find the angle, and he'll drive it the 1-point lead. But 30 seconds on the clock, you cannot feel comfortable letting up now.
Yeah, we can see he was right there with the defense, with Alex coming flying in as well, but it was...
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena for our tonight's coverage of the Collegiate Car League. CCA, of course, is going to be a huge weekend tournament that offers opportunity for these Rocket League teams to get some crucial CRL points for qualifier. We have seen Boise State's roster, the DIG, Danger, Instinct, and Gil really take off with just running, really. I mean, as much as cars would go, that's a full pedal to the metal kind of situation. But we have some storytelling to do. But first, I'm Jared Bear Tocastiglione, joined by Brenner Bear Ladd. Hello. Welcome back. Did you get some water?
I never left this seat.
You should get some. You need some hydration.
Nah. I casted 3 hours of Overwatch. I can do 3 more hours of Rocket League. It'll be great.
A moment of reprieve. Story time. Stay a while and listen. So during the weekend, we saw this dig squad, Danger, Instinct, Gil, continue to fight in this top 8. They did unfortunately succumb to the might of Texas A&M. So Texas A&M from the losers bracket, second chance bracket, whatever you want to call it, did end up sweeping Boise State's main roster we've been seeing tonight. But now they face off against greater opposition, a team that has only lost 2 rounds so far this weekend. And one of them, too, this dig squad in general, you know them, you love them, the Boise State BCL, Bannock, Cosmobuster, and Lions. They are in the grand finals against Texas A&M. So we'll have to see who's going to reign supreme. A little bit of honor, a little bit of pride that this BCL squad can obtain. Of course, they want to continue their streak with the shining clear record with the A+s across the board. Now they got a little personal thing to get to as well. Texas A&M dethroning and keeping things going from a Boise State versus Boise State grand final. It's time to show up.
I'd be interested how the Boise State versus Boise State would play out. Like, do we just win, or do we have to know which squad is better, or which?
Well, technically, we'd always win, right? We would also lose, though.
Exactly. So how would that play out? But going up against Texas A&M, we did just see them go up against our other Boise State team. So I believe, is this a different Texas A&M team, or is it the same?
There's going to be a different roster according to production. Okay, different roster. They're so cool. They're just in my
they're new players that we haven't seen just yet, and same with our own Boise State team. There are some something that we haven't seen this stream yet. So going into it, as you mentioned, this is kind of like the grand finals. This is a big deal for both these teams.
Right.
And so I think the pressure is on, especially after playing so many games, since this was a little bit more than the top 8 teams. You're going up against some of the best in kind of the collegiate scene. So the pressure's on, and fatigue could be setting in for these players.
I feel like that's got to be a big factor. But again, with that being said, these veterans, these players that we've seen go through these kind of tournaments day in and day out, week in, week out, season in and season out, they have that experience. They have the wherewithal, and they know how to weather that storm, that fatigue storm. So with this being a roster, less green, I would say, more seasoned, more veteranized than the roster we were watching with Danger, Instinct, and Gil, I think that this BCL roster has that boon that is something of an unsung benefit to playing so much and so often together.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. And long time together means doing a lot better. So going into this game, which I assume is another best of 5.
Oh, yeah.
Is definitely going to be something that we could see either team try to forfeit the first round to learn more about the opposition,
Right.
especially with how long these games can go with 5 minutes to another, minute and a half in overtime. The pressure's on.
And we are going to jump into this Boise State versus Texas A&M Grand Finals for this weekend, which means that whoever wins this gets the big lion's share of the points for those CRL qualifier points. And I think Boise State's pretty hungry for those. And we'll actually jump into a minute down, and we've been talking too much. Look at the it's 1-1 with a minute down. Look at the accolades on these two teams. This is insane.
Yeah, the demos definitely seem to be the main key for the Boise State squad right now. Whereas on the side of Texas A&M, they only have the 3, but the saves coming out from Brains is ridiculous. So you definitely have to watch for him on goal as he just picks up the 100. As Lyons sets up the goal, and Baynock is going to get it.
Baynock rocking the classic Dark Knight vehicle. Coolest car ever. Baynock, probably one of the players with the most style. We'll find a stylistic play there, and we win. Woohoo! We did it. The timer may have been a little off. That would be a little bit more sensible based off of how many shots and scores and defenses.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't really show how many they actually have. They would just keep going off the monitor, so can't really show that. But Boise State having the advantage in every single category is exactly what you want to see, especially going up against a Texas A&M team that has beaten one of our previous rosters. So they're definitely a threat to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they definitely have shown their stuff, but to be fair, that was a low-scoring game. Boise State barely able to clinch that one out. We'll give them an early win so far in the series, which means that they don't have to forego the learning part, but this does afford the opportunity for Texas A&M to do that adaptation, the one that we've seen even most of these teams. We've seen it through Stanford. We've seen it through the other Texas A&M team. We saw it through Utah, so it's just a matter of time before we see whether or not this team is also the one that can make those quick adaptations mid-round.
Yeah, that's a key thing you got to have in this high skill level of play is, the adaptability to lost first round, but already Brains is going to kick things off with a very early goal with only 17 seconds in.
Osweiler trying to find himself in position for the defense, but there was just no one there on that defensive rotation, so that will be a 1-0, the first blood struck for Texas A&M in this round 2. Nice 50-50, go the way of pretty much nobody, but Baynock will be there to get the third touch. Will he find the ability to drive this one home himself? No, but the assist is almost there. Lions looking for an opportunity, really a highlight player for this roster, the one that has most of the resources put into Cosmo Buster filling that huge utility and defensive role, and Baynock being that kind of sly fly on the wall. Boise State looking for something here. Up on the wall again. Who is it? No one but Baynock. Lions and Cosmo Buster in the wings waiting. Nice miss. A fake, if anything, but Melly missing that could be catastrophic for them. Huge opportunity for Boise State. They cannot get it in just yet. Corner boost will be used. Baynock still has plenty. Going to go for the back pass. Will be caught there by Cosmo off the corner. Lion looking for the centering. He's looking for the angle. Does not get found as, unfortunately, Cosmo Buster has to fight off 2 defenders at once.
Yeah, but it seems he's still managing to keep the ball on their side. Boise State not letting him even cross that center line, and he finally will because it goes all the way up in the air, but they're going to make sure to clear it. Brains tried to go for a possible shot, but it has already been cleared. Calculated was there with the defense with his fellow teammate as well. We did see Lions come flying in and will get the demo onto Calculated. So now Boise State has a chance to go for a goal, but instead the shot will come in from Calculated. He will get the snipe.
That was a pretty sick shot. Boise State, I mean, I think it was more so the fact that Melly went up for a challenge. Boise State, I think, considered that they were going to go for that, the two-touch. But Melly not interrupting that at all was just a great play. That nice bait and switch there. Texas A&M up 2-0. 3 minutes on the clock, though. Boise State can still answer those 2 goals, and that's a good start as Lions will find an angle of their own and pounce at it. 1-2.
Yeah, that's exactly the answer you need to have for Texas A&M after they've performed so well in the early game. Is a very quick, right off the bat from the 50-50 goal. So good thing for Boise State heading into minute 3.
Minute 3, a huge boon and a huge save. Carball Buster definitely deserving of that halo as they continue to be the guardian angel of their own net. Melly looking for an opportunity, goes for a centering pass, gets turned away as Carball Buster continues that defensive front. This time a little bit on the aggressive side, takes out Brains with demolition. Boise State looking for the breakaway on the side of the map. Finds it, but only for a moment. The reprieve is momentary as Brains finds another possession. But that back corner is going to be the target for Boise State, and they're going to continue to try and get that bullseye on lockdown. Carball Buster in defense. Met with the challenge. Calculated will pop the ball up in the air. Another second touch, going to continue to make Boise State guess where the ball's going to go. Nice defensive posture from Baynock, completely challenging the opposing car. And a nice jump from Lions. A little bit of the Olay action there with the red cape.
Yeah, dodging these demos have definitely paid off for Boise State. This defense has been going for so long. Lions is even able to get the defense. And it does cross the middle mark, but seems Boise State now going to get on the aggression and try to go for a shot as multiple members are there trying to reset it so many times over, but Brains will be able to finally get the clear with the help of Melly, I believe.
Melly able to get that assist on the clear, but only for a moment. Nice little fly on the wall situation. Brains waiting in the wings, knowing that Boise State's going to go for a high clear. This could be the same thing that we saw the other roster suffer kind of casualties from, is the fact that they had these long, lofty plays. This roster can still afford to play a little bit faster, a little bit short in terms of the passing game. Passing right into the wings of the Boise State members. Bounce back off the top wall. Will be turned away. May not go for a shot, but that will be all that they can get is the shot on goal. Up in the air, 2 will fly. 3 will fly as Brains is left on the ground to defend. Lions looks for a challenge, but will be challenged themselves. And in the back, Boise State now to receive themselves back to defense.
Yeah, but they can quickly change this to offense with how strong their air game is right now. How Calculated will be able to get the defense in the air, but Lions is there to quickly knock it back into their corner with Carball Buster there to try to reset it up for Lions. Lions had a good chance, but the Brains on the defense was there. Again, set up very well, just too high and hits the backboard. Boise State going to have to go for another possible reset to get a shot on goal, but will be defended by Brains.
Brains goes for the defense. 30 seconds on the clock now remain. Boise State still has yet to get the equalizer on lockdown, but they are not stopping just yet. They're going to continue to attack these corners. Goes for the centering pass, and there's the bounce one to secure it with 23 seconds left on the clock. Carball Buster waiting in the wings will find the perfect angle. Get that nice tap right into the corner.
Yeah, and both defenders who were in the goal couldn't even stop it.
Yeah.
So now it is down to this 50-50 if Texas A&M can win it and get that shot on.
That's not going anywhere.
And it didn't, which is what Boise State wants to get to that overtime unless they want to go for that goal. Well, but with the ball being on their side, they need to be on full defense right now. Oh, because Texas A&M is going for it, but with the ball cleared over to their side and back and forth, don't believe the goal will be made as the ball is sitting on ground with that 1 second mark.
Boom.
And
Golden goal opportunity. Boise State can get themselves on match point for the grand finals. Texas A&M needs to get themselves that much closer to be a contester in this situation and in this series. 2-2. No one real clearly the victor on that 50-50, but now Boise State struggling to regain possession of the ball. They're getting interrupted left and right. They cannot even touch it. And this Texas A&M squad is completely combative. They're throwing blow for blow left and right. Boise State force up in the air. Melly looking for an opportunity to bump away a defender, but no one is there to bump away. There goes the demolition. You stayed too long on the Boise State turf. Cosmobuster will send you back to spawn. Nice bounce off the corner, but it will be red. And a full clear from Boise State. This could be a huge opportunity. There's Lions. There's Cosmobuster. It will be turned yet again away. Boise State needs to get themselves to defense as fast as possible. Calculated, looking for any opportunity. Goes right before the net, but no one on the BSU squad is available to capitalize. Another challenge, a missed challenge, a 1v1. But there is a defender still in the wings, lying on the wall. Go for another bump, keeping the ball on the side of this blue side team as much as possible means that they can afford their teammates more time to get this crucial boost. Set up situations like this, up in the corner, up in the side, back on the side, and a full clear there from Calculated. Melly's going to go for an assist, but gets interrupted and beaten out of the way. Another side wall, another corner pass. Cosmobuster looking to set things up, but it gets turned away. A nice save from Melly. Great in a position just at the right time. The centering pass will be met by Cosmobuster. Up in the air will go down in the ground in the corner. Lions looking for another opportunity. The back pass is there, but there's a defender as well. Brains having the brains to figure out what was going on. We'll turn that one away. Cosmobuster looking for the long con. The double pass, and it's there. And Boise State will take this one to match possible points as Texas A&M struggles to find the golden goal.
Yeah, they got a minute 45 on the board remaining in order to tie this up and get it over. But Boise State took it. So
shots on goal. I mean, the accolades speak for themselves. When you are the proactive team, you afford yourself that much more opportunity. Granted, they did get themselves to a golden goal opportunity. They were down 2-0 before that happened.
And at the same time, that's not something we see on the accolades, but how many demolitions were on the side of Boise State compared to Texas A&M? Boise State was playing the aggressive and getting the kills even when on defense, which allowed them to get so many shots on goal. I definitely wanted to highlight that going into this next round.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like it's somebody's key to the game, demolitions and bumping. I can't put my finger on it.
Fish's keys to the game.
Fish's key to the game would be like click heads, but that doesn't work in this one, unfortunately.
Bum rush with shotguns.
That's my key to the game. Get your shotguns, get them on low down, and run at them. Just sprint W.
Knives only with commando. We're just going to run it down mid. It'll be great.
Not allowed.
Of course.
Boise State keeping to get themselves in a nice, surprising 2-1 score. With this being a best of 5, they only have one left to secure things up. Can Texas A&M bring us to our second best of 5, the 5-game match? It's going to be wait to see. They've already been forced to answer the call for adaptation already, but I think they were left wanting in that. Boise State picking up 2 back-to-back means that they do have the opportunity now to close this one out. And we are getting right into the action. The 50-50 looks to go the way of Texas A&M. Corner boost, corner deny. A nice lob and a full send from Boise State. Will be met halfway in the midfield. Cosmobuster trying to get in position to contest as well. Does not do it. Boise State hovering the ball dangerously in front of their net, but no one's there to challenge that 1v1 dribble. Here comes the Sky Shatter coming down from the Cosmos itself, but gets turned away as Brains will only find themselves on the ground. Go for the pass back, but no one's there to pass to yet. A nice corner bounce, but Boise State will read it. Nice defense as well. Nice save, I think, from Lions that time as he does not have further boost. Off the top bar, off the goal, will be Baynock scoring in the first blood within the 45 seconds of the second, and possibly the opportunity for Texas A&M to go home.
Yeah, Texas A&M needs to pull out all the stops here, and I hope we see them get a bit more aggressive and go for more demolitions, because that seemed to be what helped Boise State win their last round here. And since it is match point for Boise State in this best of 5, I have a very risky shot coming out from Calculate, but barely does not make it in. The ball was hovering that line, but did not cross it enough to count. So, now Baynock gets the first demo of this round. Melanie, the shot and goal was attempted, but too far to the right. Tries to get the on it.
The crossbar. You got to be kidding me. Cosmobuster still continuing to keep the ball in the Boise State possession. Baynock popping it up. Melly looking for any sort of boost, has to venture further away from their goal than may be comfortable. A nice meet. Baynock will be beat out on this 1v1. Cosmobuster looking for their own assist. That's an open goal, and you cannot give it away to Cosmobuster like that. He will find it every time. And Boise State's up 2-0.
Yeah, we can see the one member of Melanie who was there to block it, but simply did not have enough.
I love that. Cosmobuster playing reserve, playing defense, playing utility for this entire series. They're like, he won't go for this. This is not the player he is. He's been that player the whole time. You just didn't know it yet.
It's all about the adaptability. That's something we have in every one of the games that we play here at Boise State is you need to be able to play every role or at least understand it. So, and you do get put in that situation, you can capitalize on it. And that just highlights the high skill of these players of having those capabilities in their toolkit.
3 minutes is not a short amount of time. Plenty of time to get 2 goals up for the equalizer. Melly looking to start something for their team, but Brains will have to get up in the air, use all their boosts to even stop Boise State from rescinding and sending that ball back on their side. Boise State looking for the dribble. They have to send it into the wall to keep things alive. Lions will be here to continue the possession and continue that pressure, and it is building. Boise State unrelenting. Lions looking for the second tip, but he doesn't get the touch just yet, and will be breakaway mob for a calculated. Looking for the, oh my gosh, he almost pulled up the Mighty Ducks move. The quack quack with the triangles coming through, but it does not make it through the defense of Boise State. Lions will get the ball back on the blue turf. Melly trying to get things on the orange side of the field, but cannot do so just yet. Boise State really putting up a nice aggressive and pressured front. Cosmobuster even getting up in the passing lanes, making sure that any lob that this Texas A&M squad is squandered and easily so. Ripping the ball from the wheels of Melly, keeping him up in the air because he cannot get himself catapulted down to the ground. Same thing for Calculated. They're forcing all the boosts and resources to be squandered on these aerial plays that Boise State's not even committing to. In the goal will go Cosmobuster, knowing that there could be a defense call. But here's the breakaway moment. He goes up in the air, be met with opposition. Where's the rotation? Actually, Calculated will get to the ball first and keep things alive as they are now down to 1 minute and 30 seconds with 2 scores to get.
Yeah, Boise State playing this very tightly right now with the consistent air dribbles, but Brains there with the defense this time around as Lions tries to go for the reset and get it out of this corner, but is quickly denied. Now it's on to Baynock, gets the bounce up shot, but Brains is there to deny that once again. Brains taking over the goalie this time around as Cosmobusters trying to get the setup in the middle of the team, but it will be cleared back to mid in this aerial fight. But the goals staying on their side, things are not looking good for Texas.
Texas A&M cannot get a moment to breathe, but this could be it. They take a huge gasp of air, and they look to try and get this ball into that orange net. They need to do it twice, and they only have 45 seconds to do so. Cosmobuster gets a tip over to the corner, gets bumped away, but Calculated will be interrupted as well as he's trying to get some crucial boosts. Baynock still in the power position, goes for the back kick, gets turned away. The centering pass is not there, will be thwarted. Boise State off the ceiling. Melly will try to find something, and a demolition. 30 seconds remaining. Texas A&M needs to get this score now to get a second one quickly, or this is all for naught despite their best efforts. Boise State now looking for an opportunity to put the exclamation point in the W. There's the dribble. It's up in the air, but it'll be turned away from Lions, and now 10 seconds remain, and I don't think that Texas A&M has enough time to even get one score.
Yeah. But Boise State trying to get one of their own. They will just end up spiking into the ground, and they take it against Texas in this best of 5.
Boise State manages to clutch it up. A nice, clean comeback series, and they're able to get this. And that's the grand finals for this weekend, meaning that Boise State, this particular squad, did eventually answer, yes, Texas A&M, you may have defeated our brothers, but we will answer for them, and the honor is still theirs to take. Beyond that, they also get that lion's share of those CRL qualifier points. So that is, that's a nice little extra dessert on top, a little cherry on top, if you will. Unless you don't like cherries, then strawberries are a great alternative.
Boise State Rocket League is an anime now. Our brother died.
Oh, the redemption arc, 100%.
Now, and we're going to end it with dessert.
If that's not the most anime thing that I've ever said, then I don't know. Maybe Kawaii Desu would be the other
We just
one.
need, like, the glasses glint and, like, the sword. Shink. That's all we need.
I got glasses glint.
Kind of.
I don't want
If
to
they
talk
were
about
like
it anymore.
completely flat and then you're just like, yeah, that would work. But
Both teams playing out of their mind. Again, with it being the top 8, that means that those two teams were the best out of the weekend, and rightfully so. So it definitely shows that this is a competition as it continues to go week by week, that these teams learn so much about each other and continue to hone their craft. It forces adaptability because it's not just a one-and-done kind of thing, right? It's weekend per weekend, so it continues to force you to adapt, especially in these best-of-5s. Boise State's got that on a lockdown, so maybe the keys to the game had helped. Maybe it was a little bit something else, but if anything, Boise State's got the whole roster. They're the protagonists in this anime, at least in this arc.
yeah, for sure. Seeing as we are the Boise State production, we definitely want them to be the protagonist of the situation. But you also have to highlight how well the other teams have done and how much of a fight they've put up. I mean, they still did defeat our other team, so that leads us for how much more we can improve on it.
That's true.
And so also highlighting that is it changes every week. You know, they have that time to improve. They have the VODs to review and what they can change, and playing ranked in between to improve their own personal or even team cohesion is a lot of things that they can work and improve on top of that adaptability and even stamina for how long some of these matches can go and for how many you are playing.
Question for you.
Go for it.
Boise State roster, protagonists. Based off tonight's performance, who would you say the main character would be?
Between the two teams or just the one we just saw?
It's the one we just saw in the grand finals.
I mean, Cosmo Buster.
Okay. That's your vote. I'm going to cast my own. Ready? Bannock.
Who?
Bannock.
Oh, I just heard buh, 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 buh. I was like, what? Are you okay?
It's probably what everyone in production heard too, is buh, 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 buh. We'll have to see, as it is going to be Cosmo Buster. Look at you.
Wow.
First time on the desk, you get it right? That's pretty impressive.
I mean, I had
Rightfully
a
so,
one-third chance, so it wasn't that hard.
33% is not a lot.
I mean, it's not passing, but...
And speaking of chances, I think almost every shot that Cosmo Buster went for, it was like a 50-50, if not a little bit higher. Let's give him 75-25.
I mean,
those calculations
he was
were
jack
there.
of all trades. He had the save, he had the demos, he had the helps, he had the shots, and he had the goals. If you look at his accolades compared to everyone else, and he performed very well compared to many of the opposite players he went up against. So, good on Cosmo Buster for being player of the game.
Of course, and the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Cosmo Buster is tonight's Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Oh, so unfortunately, I think that's going to be all the Rocket League that I have in my heart for tonight. I have to go get like a heart rate monitor, I think, for the rest of the evening. I'll be drinking more of this water provided by this water bottle right here. You can clearly see that. But Brember, thoughts? You first time on the Rocket League side of things. How do you feel?
I think my research helped me cast this a lot, but it was also a ton of fun in seeing how both our kind of A and B team in Rocket League play out, and seeing some of these players that I've seen around for the past year and how well they are able to perform in this role. Well, and playing kind of a shorter tournament every week is very impressive. Coming to this from, either the Rainbow Six or the Overwatch side of it, or even the COD for that matter.
Semester.
Yeah, I'm coming from the first-person shooter. Now it's soccer with cars, and so it was definitely
just that. Yeah, it's just so simple.
so simple. It wasn't all, and there's a lot to learn, and I'm glad to have participated.
Glad to have you here as well. But we are going to close tonight out with the top 5 plays of the game, which, of course, are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With over 10 jobs, a $20,000 sign-on bonus, and a degree of your choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard truly is the best team out there. From here at the desk, from the production, and everyone here in the arena, we're going to close it out with these top 5 plays. Is it Tuesday yet? Three minutes on the clock, though. Boise State can still answer those 2 goals, and that's a good start as Lions will find an angle of their own and pounce at it. 1-2.
Yeah, that's exactly the answer you need to have for Texas A&M after they've performed so well in the early game.
A nice corner bounce, but Boise State will read it. Nice defense as well. Nice save, I think, from Lions that time as he does not have further boost. Off the top bar, off the goal, will be Baynock scoring in the first blood within the 45 seconds of the second, and possibly the opportunity for Texas A&M to go home.
Brains tried to go for a possible shot, but it has already been cleared. Calculated was there with the defense with his fellow teammate as well. We did see Lions come flying in and will get the demo onto Calculated. So now Boise State has a chance to go for a goal, but instead the shot will come in from Calculated. He will get the snipe.
Defender as well. Brains having the brains to figure out what was going on. We'll turn that one away. Cosmo Buster looking for the long con, the double pass, and it's there. And Boise State will take this one to match possible points as Texas A&M struggles to find the golden goal.
Yeah, they got a minute 45 on the board remaining.
We'll be out on this 1v1. Cosmo Buster looking for their own assist. That's an open goal, and you cannot give it away to Cosmo Buster like that. He will find it every time. And Boise State's up 2-0.
Yeah, we can see the one member of Melanie who was there to block it, but simply did not have enough.